stomach living in the snowtime. And I've climbed the Eiffel Tower late at night. And I've seen the children playing down in the Rhine. And I've walked atop the Grand Canyon in great fright. The seven wonders of the world, as good and looked in all. But there's something back in my hometown that gives me more. When the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rolls, it makes you 9 foot tall. To see the fight for glory on the famous MCG. When the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all. I remember the days my grandpa took me to see you. His great love was the mighty Aussie game. And his heroes became my idols as they strode the MCG. And to be there for the big one was my aim. The seven wonders of the world, I stood and looked in awe. But there's something back in my hometown that gives me more. 'Cause when the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rolls, it makes you 9 foot tall. To see the fight for glory on the famous MCG. When the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rolls, it's the greatest place of all.
Hello and welcome, wherever you may be, to the city of Melbourne here in Australia, where for almost 6 months, 12 teams have been fighting it out to see who would be the two that would battle it out for the Premiership Cup in the 1986 Grand Final. Those two teams are Hawthorn, in fact the Hawks making it their 4th successive Grand Final, and the very powerful Carlton team who walked straight into the Grand Final after successfully accounting for Hawthorn in the second semi-final. But as everyone in this 100,000 plus crowd will tell you, a Grand Final is a very special day. It's a different day, it's a different ball game. The atmosphere here is absolutely electric. The weather has been kind to us. Heavy showers yesterday here in Melbourne, but today at the moment we're experiencing a temperature of around 14 degrees, cool conditions, but absolutely ideal for football. Carlton have had to show their hand early because they played and won the Army Reserve Cup, the reserve competition. Playing in the reserves were 3 players, Burke, Silvani and also Shine. And that left 2 players, namely Shane Robertson and Warren McKenzie, to run out for the seniors Grand Final. I mentioned the atmosphere was electric here on the ground. I wonder what it looks like from above. Graham McNaney.
Well, Sandy, it's just the same up here. The estimated top temperature for today's Grand Final, 17 degrees Celsius, that's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Currently 14 degrees Celsius, 58 degrees Fahrenheit. A 15-knot southeasterly breeze, light cloud cover, 2,500 feet. All in all, great weather conditions. And the scene below us, of course, 100,000 people today packed into the Melbourne Cricket Ground for this year's Grand Final. This magnificent stadium, of course, scene of the 1956 Olympics, alive with colour and atmosphere, tension and above all excitement. This is truly one of the world's great sporting events. And in a year in Australia, which will see the America's Cup and the Australian Grand Prix, 2 international contests, the MCG today plays host to yet another great international event, the 1986 VFL Grand Final. Everything in readiness. Back down to Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Graham. Yes, all is just about in readiness. I've talked of the atmosphere, so have you. And it's been happening here at the ground since early this morning. Let's take this report from Peter Donegan.
Thank you, Sandy, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, it doesn't matter whether it's inside or on the outskirts of this great stadium, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, on this very special day in Australian sport. Feeling in the air that really is hard to describe. It's a feeling of tension, of expectant hope for the supporters of these two champion teams, Carlton and Hawthorn, as they flock to the famous ground before the match of the year. But mixed amongst that apprehension is the atmosphere of a carnival. It seems almost everywhere you look, the blue and white and brown and gold combinations adorn most of the 100,000 people arriving for today's game. And if you happen to operate one of the countless souvenir stores, that's very good news. But the souvenirs aren't the only bestsellers. Obviously, the prospect of watching the grand final makes one rather hungry. And of course, the big game just wouldn't be the same if there wasn't a drop of the bubbly on hand. They're all here today, the young, the not so young, and those in between. And all of them, for a day at least, will become either a fanatical Blues fan or display unshakable faith in the Hawks. Even the prospect of afternoon showers in Melbourne can't dampen the enthusiasm towards Australian football's greatest day. But no matter what, the only thing that really matters is the game, the grand final, the one that really counts.
Thank you, Peter. Well, in just a moment, this huge crowd at the MCG will come to life as one of Australia's greats joins us here at the ground, Olivia Newton-John, in just a moment. As we welcome you back to the MCG, in the background, the Hawthorn theme song. Two groups of people have worked so hard in preparation for this final, not only the players, but also the cheer squads, and this is their moment of glory. Having seen the Carlton banner, we're now looking at the Hawthorn banner, and this big crowd giving them both a very warm reception, one that they richly deserve. Our Master of Ceremonies for this 1986 Grand Final is Ron Casey.
Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of the Victorian Football League, welcome to the 1986 Grand Final between Carlton and Hawthorn. As in previous years, this match is being watched live throughout Australia on the 7 Network and associated regional stations. We also welcome viewers throughout the world of this telecast of our Australian Football Grand Final here in the city of Melbourne, capital of the state of Victoria. Through the expertise of OTC worldwide technology via Intelsat, it will be seen in the United States of America, New Zealand, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, West Germany, Italy, Canada, Japan, France, Ireland, Austria, Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland and Thailand. Over 70 million people will be watching this great grand final today. We also recognise and appreciate the support of the Australian Tourist Commission and Qantas Airways for their contribution in making these international telecasts possible. And special appreciation to Carlton and United Breweries, makers of Foster's, the official sponsors of this year's VFL Premiership season. In the tradition of the VFL Grand Final, there is a special Grand Final guest. Today, the VFL is honoured to have as its special guest Miss Olivia Newton-John to sing with the Royal Australian Air Force Band and the Melbourne Chorale. Please welcome back to Melbourne from the United States, Australia's Olivia Newton-John.
Once a jolly swagman camped by slipped into the billabong. You'll never catch me alive, said he, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and wavered till his feet fall. You'll come a waltzing Matilda.
Olivia Newton-John and Waltzing Matilda, and what a fantastic rendition it was too by Olivia Newton-John. She certainly is an extremely welcome guest back here in Australia. But perhaps to more important things, at least as far as the fans and the players are concerned at the moment, and that is the final preparations from the Carlton rooms to the Hawthorn rooms. And the boys, obviously, naturally, a little toey. But when they run out onto this ground, when a crowd in excess of 100,000 through the banners, those first couple of minutes are going to be absolutely electric. What about the two coaches? They've been through absolutely everything through 6 months to try and get where they are today. Robert Walls and Alan Jeans.
Hawthorn coach Alan Jeans began his senior playing career with St Kilda in 1955. And perhaps his 77 games as a player are not legendary, but his skills as a coach most certainly are. Alan Jeans will always be remembered for 1966, the year his Saints won their first and only premiership. The Saints snuck home by just 1 point from Collingwood in a thriller. In 1976, Jeans decided it was time to take a break, and it was not until 1981 that Hawthorn lured him to Glenferrie. The Jeans style was perfect for Hawthorn and brought startling results. The Hawks picked up the 1983 flag and are battling it out in their 4th consecutive grand final. Grand finals are not new to Carlton coach Robert Walls either. He enjoyed an illustrious career as a player and was a key member of 3 Carlton premiership sides. Walls learnt much from his 260 games, and in 1981, Fitzroy persuaded him to try his hand as a coach. In 1986, he answered the call from Princes Park and returned to coach his beloved Blues. Walls, the coach, is blessed with a great knowledge of football, and many of his tactics in season 86 have brought him praise from his peers. The Blues have beaten Hawthorn once already in this year's final series, but Walls knows only too well that today is another matter. Hawthorn are a hardened finals combination, and Alan Jeans a cagey opponent.
To the coaches and the players of these two sides, today is their day. But of course, there can only be one winner. To both sides, we say all the very best of luck. They've worked so hard to get here, and to the victor go the spoils. Well, the atmosphere down here on the ground is absolutely electric, and I'm sure up in our commentary team, the boys can feel it just as much as we can. And heading our commentary team once again, as we welcome him to the coverage, Peter Landing.
Thank you, Sandy. Good afternoon to you, and a very good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you're watching throughout Australia and throughout the world, the VFL Grand Final is a great day in Melbourne. It's a great day for sport in Australia. Sandy mentioned the coaches. The coaches indeed have done all they can do. Indeed, now it's up to the players of the respective sides. A very good afternoon to Lou Richards.
Good afternoon, Peter.
And good afternoon to Bob Scott.
Good afternoon, Pete.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Peter and Bob. The atmosphere here is electric. We say this every year, but it seems to get bigger and bigger every year. And
It does, doesn't it?
well, I can imagine how the players feel down there, but by golly, the commentators feel pretty hipped up too, don't they?
Well, you only look at those players now and the tension that would be inside the stomach of those players at this very moment. Well, you know, I've never been there. You have, Lou, and but I can imagine just how those players do feel at this very moment.
You certainly do, and I can imagine what both sides are going through. The coach is walking amongst the players, revving them up.
Would they need any revving up now?
Well, no, they don't, but the coach still thinks he's doing the right thing by them, Peter, and he'll be at it until they hit the ground. And, of course, I think it's been mentioned many times, Bob, once they get out on the ground, you've been a coach, they're on their own, baby, aren't they?
Yes, if the minute they run down that race, they are completely in their own hands. And there are many occasions that a player, not intentionally, because intentionally the player wants to do everything the coach wants, but he's in another world, he's in another planet, and when he gets out there, as we see Carlton coming down the race, ready to come onto the ground for the 1986 Grand Final.
Carlton led out by their captain, Mark McClure. Mark has played in 3 Grand Finals previously. Interestingly, they've won them all.
Well, that's right, and it's a good feeling, a psychological feeling in his favour that every Grand Final he's played in, the last 3 he played in, he won them, Bob, and that must make him feel terribly confident.
One player we should be keeping our eye on, he'll certainly be in the play, number 11 for Carlton, Bruce Dool. You can't miss him. He is the oldest player on the ground by the Hawthorn captain, Michael Tuck. He's playing his last game, win or lose, and it was actually, I think, Bruce Dool that broke the banner, Bob.
Well, I think that's fair enough, because the man has been an ornament to the game, and, well, there's always a touch of sadness when somebody like Bruce Dool does decide to give the game away. There isn't any doubt, I don't think, in anybody's mind that Bruce Dool could play another year, but I can understand the thinking of a Bruce Dool. You know, let's go out with a grand final, let's go out on top, and the man certainly has been on top, not just for 1 year, but for the whole period of time that he's been in VFL football.
Peter, how do you replace a player of the calibre of Bruce Dool? It's just about impossible. I should imagine that famous number 11 we put away in mothballs until the right youngster comes along.
Okay, well, many great players have had it at Carlton. I remember Johnny Gould playing in number 11, and now Bruce Dool, of course, so whoever takes it has got a tough job ahead. Hawthorn, they've played in the last 3 Grand Finals. They won in 1983 convincingly from Essendon. The Bombers came from behind to beat them in 84, and they thrashed them last year. The Hawks certainly have something to prove this year, and they're about to make their entrance onto the Melbourne Cricket Ground for the 4th year in succession.
Well, there they are now, and being revved up at the last moment by their coach, Alan Jeans. Let's say this, he'd be classed as the doyen of coaches because he's possibly the oldest coach in the business. But there's one great thing about Alan Jeans, Bob. He loves football, and that's why he's so successful, I would say.
I don't think there's any problem with age, because I think Norm Smith was a better coach at the end of his tether than, you know, well into the piece. I think the maturity, even as coaches, it sounds ridiculous to say that a man gets maturity at about 48, 49, right, and thereabouts. But I think it has happened in the case of coaches. I do believe so, and I say quite openly that I believe the Alan Jeans that's coaching Hawthorn now is a far better coach than the man who coached in Kilburn Premiership.
And here comes Hawthorn, led onto the ground by their captain, Michael Tuck.
And what a great player this fella's been with the beard. Number 17, you'll see him performing today. One of the great players in Victorian football over the last 12 or 13 years, and he'll be trying like every other player, but it must be a great feeling, Bob. I played him at 3 Grand Finals, and I know, you think, okay, that's great, but you can never go to a Grand Final at this particular stage unless you get the lump in the throat. I bet we've all got it here at this present moment.
Well, you can imagine how the players feel, Lou, because I get it every year and I'm not even out there.
That's right.
It is a great atmosphere. Hawthorn, as I said, have something to prove because they were annihilated in a one-sided contest last year. But I think most of us here would agree, Bob and Lou, that Hawthorn and Carlton have been the 2 best sides in 1986.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Possibly the Carlton side, the best team that money could buy. Hawthorn still going on their happy way, and they are a real professional side. I think Bob will agree with that.
Hawthorn finished on top of the ladder at the end of 22 games. And they were beaten by Carlton in the second semi, and in the finish beaten quite convincingly And I do agree with you, Pete, that these two sides, to me, have proven themselves to be the best two sides in the competition this year.
Bob, while the players are coming around doing their laps prior to the match, let's take a look at some of the players that we should be keeping our eye on. And first of all, from Hawthorn, Robert Di-Domenico, co-winner of the Brownlow medal on Monday night for the best and fairest in the competition.
Yes, and what a great, a great thing for football, the Di-Domenico and the Di-Domenico type. He and Greg Williams are ball players, but they're really tough ball players. If you get in their way, as Michael Reeves found out the other week, it does make a difference.
Will Tom
His
Alvin man up on
today, I would imagine, is Tom Alvin. Now, Alvin's played most of his football on the back line as a defender, and he will be as a defender. And I think Alan Jeans might have Alvin's opponent, Di-Domenico, chasing Reece Jones around.
All right, players to watch. We continue with Jason Dunster. I guess we'll be seeing him on duel, Bob.
Well, he would be one of the keys to the game. He struggled against Bruce Gould 2 weeks ago, but did an excellent job last week against Gary Pert. And Pert, youthful, exuberant, plenty of pace, and Dunstall really worried him last week. And the duel between he and Bruce Gould could have a big effect on the result of the game.
I guess Dunstall will have to move around as much as he did last week on duel, Bob.
This is the man that is a monument to football, and I, for one, say, well done, Bruce Gould, regardless of what today's outcome is, regardless of how the man's playing. I don't think I've ever seen a more consistent footballer in the years that I've been watching football.
I certainly must agree with that. Gould playing his 359th game today. He came originally from the Melbourne suburb of Jacana. One of the players that Hawthorn will be certainly looking for. He kicked 4 goals last week, originally from South Australia. Probably Bobby's best game for the year last week.
Another man that they'll be looking for to improve on 2 weeks ago, because he did struggle against Carlton 2 weeks ago. But we do know the capabilities of John Platten. He's an exciting player. He is on the bottom of the packs. And, of course, another South Australian, Craig Bradley, has come across and probably been the surprise packet of the South Australians. Motley, Kernahan, Bradley, and early in the season we saw Bradley in such magnificent form. Now, not when I say early in the season, he hasn't really dropped away. He did not quite as well in the Brownlow as we might have thought, but we'll have a big say in who wins this game today.
So will this player, Bob. Dermot Brereton, half forward for Hawthorn.
Yes, he and his opponent. 2 weeks ago, he started off and had by far the better of Dorotich in the first quarter, but after the report, Dermot Brereton looked as though he went amongst the fairies, and I don't think Dermot Brereton will have any effect, whether he's reported or not. His opponent, John Dorotich, ineligible to win the Brownlow medal, but then picked up a great number of votes, I think 14 votes, and did really well. And John Dorotich and Dermot Brereton, another 2 players to have the gap between the sides.
All right, let's go down now once again to our Master of Ceremonies, Ron Casey.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please stand for the Australian flag as Olivia Newton-John leads us in Advance Australia Fair.
Olivia Newton-John and Advance Australia Fair. Another fantastic rendition of that song. And boy, as one of Australia's homegrown products, I know at least 100,000 fans that are delighted to see her back. Right, we're just about set for the toss, the all-important toss. The weather conditions here at the ground are fantastic. A temperature of around 14 degrees. The ground is in marvellous condition. Here's the toss with Peter Donegan. Pete?
Right, Mark McClure calling. Carlton has won the toss, and Mark McClure will kick to the Richmond end, the left-hand side of the screen.
Right, thank you, Pete. So, Mark McClure, first blood to Carlton. Well, there's no doubt about the atmosphere of a grand final. But we have to go back to 1970 for the greatest crowd ever seen here at the MCG. And one man who was lucky enough to play in that was Peter McKenna. Pete, 121,000 fans. What is the atmosphere of a crowd like that like?
Well, there is no feeling like it. In fact, I just felt the same thing when I stood out in the middle then. But it was an amazing crowd that year. And, of course, that was the days of standing room in the crowd here at the MCG. And it was a great atmosphere. And those players today would, even the players that have played for Hawthorn in the last 4 grand finals, would be feeling those nerves.
Yes, it's fantastic for them now with the toss decided. They go through their preliminaries. How long does it take you? How long did it take you to settle down?
Well, I don't think you feel your legs. When you run out on the ground, you don't feel your legs. It's a mad scramble for 5 minutes. It takes at least 5 minutes for the players to settle down and play their normal style of game. You'll find the first 5 minutes are absolutely ferocious as players tear in, and you'll see a lot of tough work in that first 5 minutes of the game.
Just then we were looking at a man playing his last game, Bruce Doull.
Well, Bruce Doull has been an amazing player, and what a fitting farewell it would be for him if they could go out with a premiership. But I'm sure Jason Dunstall will be thinking otherwise, and he'll have his work cut out, Bruce, on Jason, a youngster, against the great old man of football.
Well, the players are getting rid of the tracksuits. The atmosphere within the crowd is building, and the tension, too, is mounting. So in just a few minutes' time, we're going to be set for a grand clash. Well, they've had some great encounters in the past, and today, I'm sure, will be absolutely no exception. But before the players get down to business for this 86 grand final, let's just relive some of those past encounters.
The first VFL Grand Final was played in 1897, and in the decade to follow, Carlton emerged a premiership force to be reckoned with. Today, and 14 premierships later, Carlton do battle with Hawthorn for the 1986 flag. And despite the modern-day successes of both clubs, this year marks the first time these great sides have confronted each other on Grand Final day. They have, however, met 3 times in season 86. In fact, the season commenced as it will finish, with Hawthorn taking on Carlton. That day belonged to the Hawks, as they crushed the Blues by 36 points. The return bout came in round 12, right here at the MCG. And again, the Hawks emerged victorious, this time by 23 points. Hawthorn finished the season on top of the VFL ladder and hot favourites for the flag. Hawthorn, they said, had Carlton's measure. It was said Carlton would buckle under the intense pressure of the finals. Come second semi-final day 1986, most people expected Hawthorn to cruise into the grand final. But Carlton displayed enormous spirit in snatching victory by 28 points. The Hawks had their chances to win, but Carlton withstood the challenge. The Hawks were forced to overcome sentimental favourites Fitzroy in the preliminary final, and their 56-point win was more like the Hawthorn combination we've come to expect. Today, Hawthorn and Carlton meet face to face in the ultimate confrontation, the 1986 VFL Grand Final.
And so the ground has been all but cleared. Those that remain are the players and the umpires. To all of them, we wish them well. And now to our commentary team once again, here's Peter.
Thank you, Sandy. The umpires, incidentally, are Peter Cameron, who's no stranger to VFL Grand Finals, and John Russo, umpiring his first big one in September. Bob Skelton, out of the Hawthorn side, it would appear Whitman, Jenke and Judge.
Yes, and onto the bench, Morris and Kennedy. Robertson and McKenzie onto the bench for Carlton.
Well, I'm a bit... There's DP Domenico, and of course the winner of the 19, or he tied with Williams for the Brownlow medal, the best and fairest player in the league, and he'll have the job probably minding Rhys Jones. I don't know whether Hawthorn will take that chance, Bob.
Here he is.
Well, we'll wait and see just how they line up. Gary Ayres looks as though he might be picking up Rhys Jones at the present moment.
And Dermot Brereton, of course, being tagged by number 6, Dorotich.
Langford, the centre-half back on Kernahan. Muir to full-back on Hunter.
So there's a wild scramble out there to pick up players in positions, and that's the usual way of the grand final. But Dorotich still chasing Hunter, who's been tagged here now by Chris Mew.
Tuck's gone into Melbourne.
Well, there's a bit of confusion in the centre. No one seems to know who's picking up who. I notice Bradley's been picked up now by Eade.
First quarter of the 1986 VFL Grand Final. It's between Carlton and Hawthorn. Hawthorn kicking to the right. A bad bounce. Dia gets first touch, but it's going Carlton's way. Blue ball to half forward, but the Brownlow medalist gets the first kick of the game. Back to centre wing. Dorotich and Brereton tangle. English, Curran, Platten. Platten at centre field. Lovely balk to get around Madden. The two number 44s. Dunstall leads out just a little bit too far from Dool. And the flying doormat sees the ball and his opponent safely over the boundary line. It'll be a throw in at the left half forward flank for Hawthorn, about 50 metres from their goal. Hawthorn kicking to the western stand-in. Number 44 is Madden. With Dia, number 14 for Hawthorn. Ball put it out by Bradley. Almost a mark to Wallace. Langford went through very solidly. Picked up by Wallace for Hawthorn. Buckenara. He'll be very keen to do well today because we remember... Why wasn't that a mark, Bob?
Well, it was just about a mark. I noticed that Blackwell's down behind the play, but he's okay.
We watch on replay and see just how Blackwell went down as Dorotich. No, it wasn't the Blackwell incident.
Brereton into the goal square. Dunstall! And Dunstall has a chance to bring up the first score of the game. It should be a goal, and he would be still suffering from butterflies in the tummy, I'm sure. Now he's only about 10 metres out, if that. Bruce Dool just having a look at the goalpost, and it's a swirly wind, so perhaps the kick not as easy as it might look from here. Crowd behind the goal like it. They're all Hawthorn supporters. Hawthorn get off to a very good start. One goal at the 1:50 mark at the first quarter.
An excellent mark by Jason Dunstall, and after playing so poorly against Bruce Dool 2 weeks ago, well, you couldn't ask for any more than to take the first mark and bring up first goal. So, well done, Jason Dunstall. And when you say well done, look at the difference. 38 games, Jason Dunstall, 359, Bruce Dool.
Hawthorn scoring first blood in the 86 Grand Final. The Hawks leading by 6 points.
Good start for Hawthorn. Madden got the tap down and fumbled at centre field again. Picked up that time and driven down by Swab over Hawthorn's half-forward line. Coming out to meet it as Glasgow played a great game, but he fumbled. There's a touch of nerves amongst all the players. Motley's, he gets that hand pass out there on the half-back line. A long kick. There's a chance for DiPiero Manico. Bounced the wrong way. Going, Evans was grabbed, didn't have the ball, but the umpire called play on. Tapped on by Langford. Goes across to Evans, driven back by Wallace. Punched out again by Dean. The ball comes back towards little Loveridge, and Loveridge boots the ball over the half-forward line. Coming out now, Harms has got it. Right on the 50-metre defence line. Umpire calling play on. He's a bit confused. Over to Inglis. Inglis gets the ball out wide. There's a go from Meldrum. He's got it. And Tuck was late on the scene. Could be a 15-metre penalty. No, the umpire didn't pay that. The kick by Meldrum didn't cover a great distance. Kernahan nearly marked that, but umpire's not giving any charity. There's Johnson streaming away from the pack. Going for the goals. This looks good. It might be through. No, was touched right on the line. And it's 1 point. So Carlton rebounding very quickly.
Gee, that wind carried the ball in.
Carlton 1 point to Hawthorn, 1 goal, 6 points into the quarter by 3.5 minutes. And it's at a hectic pace at the moment, Bob.
Certainly is, Lou, and it'll be interesting just to see how they settle down. A lovely mark there.
Lovely mark to Langford.
Play on.
Play on, he called. Hand pass coming back now to Wallace. Wallace and everything over to Weed. Well, that should be a free kick to Curran. The umpire's going to play a bit of a box on between Ayres and Rhys Jones. Well, the umpire's already getting the book out. It looks as though Rhys Jones could be booked.
Gone.
And by a boundary umpire. What a sensational start.
Cameron.
I think the boundary umpire came over too to have something to say, Pete.
Let's see what happened there. Ayres and Rhys Jones in a tangle.
Well, I know that's a reportable offence, is it? Could you...
Not unless something happened before that.
That's rather strange. Let's hope it doesn't put Reece Jones off his game, because he's a brilliant player. They need him here today. Or going back to Ayres, he gets the free kick. I thought it might have been a mark to Curran and a free kick, but he's, of course,
15-metre penalty too.
15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to the wing position. Into the quarter by just on 5 minutes. And Hawthorn lead by 5 points.
Gary Ayres from left centre wing. Looks for Brereton. Clatton. And scramble down there, and we will see a bounce. Still at Hawthorn's left half forward flank. I guess judging by the wind or the flags here, Carlton kicking with the assistance of it, but of course in this stadium it does swirl around a lot. Almost over the boundary line, still in play. Now it's over. It will be a free kick to Carlton in the right back pocket, and the recipient will be John Dorotich.
Well, they're certainly not giving Reece Jones the latitude he had in the second semi-final. Ayres is not leaving his side.
No, they're not going to let a player run around and do the damage that he did in that game.
Yes, he was best on the ground. I think most of us would agree there. 4 Carlton players. Tommy Alvin is the one to get there first. Alvin's kick over the heads of a lot of players down there. It bounces Carlton's way from McClure. The opposite captain is Michael Tuck. Kippy Domenico starting well for Hawthorn at left centre wing. Mile in the air, couldn't take it. Clatton. Oh, grab, surely.
Great
Gave him like a rash.
15 metres it should be. Not being paid.
Well, he grabbed him once.
Oh, look at him go. Yeah, that time.
Yes, I think if he'd have taken that, we might have changed our mark of the year.
That's right.
Buckenara, I was going to say earlier, will be very keen to do well today because he was injured in the opening minutes of the 83 grand final, which Hawthorn won. Hit the post, so 1 point. Hawthorn lead by 6 points at the 6.5-minute mark of the quarter. Long kick by the little rover from South Australia originally, and just off target. It's left to number 37, Wayne Harms, to bring the ball back after that behind was scored. Harms straight up the ground. Good safe mark by English. English and half-back looks for the hand pass. It's taken by Glascott. Kernahan. This way, that way, gets clear, shoots it, goal, and is off target and puts it, no, it's out of bounds. So a boundary throw in to take place, Carlton's left forward pocket.
And we're just on the 7-minute mark, 6 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Dunstall kicking their first goal with a brilliant mark against Dool. And of course, Bruce Dool playing his last game. The backers Hunter got the tap down, kicked off the ground that time by Eade. Coming in to meet it now is Reece Jones, heavily tagged that time by Ayres, but he's clear now, the champ. Over it goes to Harms, a long shot at goal. And look at this kick, it travels plenty of distance, but unfortunately for Carlton, it's off target, and it goes through for 1 point. Carlton still yet to score a goal, 2 behinds on the board. To Hawthorn, 1 goal, 7 points, 7.5 minutes gone of the first quarter of the 1986 grand final in front of a capacity crowd here today, over the 100,000 mark. Oh, they all fly, no one takes them out. There's Green getting it out to DP in a minute ago. A good tackle by Alvin. Umpire call play on, giving plenty of latitude today. Grand final. Ayres gets it over to Curran. A long kick up there towards Dunstall and Dool. Dunstall got his hands to it. In comes Dorotich. Kicks it off the ground. Not a good one. Backs up well. The hand pass is bad. Back it comes now to Brown. A stop and goal. But he's off target. And it's through for 1 point. So Hawthorn doing most of the attacking, but they've missed a couple of easy ones down there. 1 goal, 8 points. To Carlton, 2 behinds only. So the difference 6 points. As we wait now for the ball to come back into play as we approach the 8.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Good mark to Dean now, right on the 50-metre defence line. 15-metre penalty. Well, they've settled down pretty quickly, Bob. Normally they take a bit longer than this.
Yes, there hasn't been the mishandling that we usually come to find in grand finals.
Johnson goes for a hand pass. He was trapped. Langford was grabbed too. We see Abbott, I should say, get it over. DP and a minute ago going through. Taps it on very intelligently. The umpires made him a free kick for interference. And Dippy will take the free kick short of centre-half back. Short pass, Langford fumbles, but recovered okay. Kernahan right on his tail. Oh! Kernahan copped the heavy one from Deere, and the umpire spotted it. And he's going to take the book out, I would say, and report him. Well, so he should, because he reported Reece Jones. Fair's fair.
Foolish play.
Foolish play. Let's Let's watch it again, Bob.
You watch on replay.
Yes, that's an elbow, isn't it?
See for yourself. And, when your side's got the ball, come in and shepherd, but don't give it away.
That's right. That's why it was foolish. Bad kick. That wasn't a particularly good pass. Meldrum gets clear of Schwab and a long shot at goal. Goal. Carlton's first. So that free kick proving pretty costly for Hawthorn. 1-2 scores level.
It's a great goal by Paul Meldrum. He really took advantage of that. It's a very clever play and a nice long goal. And so Greg Deere paying the penalty for a foolish piece of shepherding.
Especially, as we said before, when Hawthorn had the ball and were going forward, and umpire Peter Cameron was right on the spot. 10.5 minutes gone. First quarter, scores level with the 86 grand final. Deere wins that knockout. Eade, Green. High kick to half forward. Funny old bounce favours Gary Ayres, who thumps it some 25 metres downfield, but it's all Carlton and picked up by Motley. Motley short pass, he'll find someone with that. Glascott, well tackled. Not a good kick. Eade.
Upfield, Peter.
That's a grand final free kick.
McClure. Kernahan stumbles. Opportunity now for his opposite number 4, Russo, but the boundary line is too close. And Russo, it would appear, has the job of tagging Bernie Evans. We haven't seen much of Evans so far. Likewise, Russo, so Russo perhaps doing a good job to date. McClure goes up high with Langford. Ball booted out by Abbott. Green. Into Ayres at centre field. Ayres covering a lot of territory today. Not a good kick. Brereton in front of Dorotich will look for a hand pass to Platten, originally intended, I think, but Curran's there, backs up well, his shot at goal is through! Announcing. And that was Curran's first goal. Knocked down by Madden. Gets it well down to Blackwell. Blackwell with Dippy Domenico in pursuit onto Alvin. Alvin inside the 50-metre line. There's the quick reply. Hit the post. Close to reach. So that evens that score, and the difference is 5 points.
Well, they certainly bounced back quickly, Carlton. That was brilliant play on the part of Blackwell and Alvin to score a point, unluckily for the Blues. But the game, after a kind of a slow start as far as the tempers are concerned, Bob, it's starting to hot up a bit now.
I think they've really started to realise that it is a grand final.
Domenico scaling out brilliantly, drives the ball back to centre half forward. At the back is Buckenham. He's claiming that mark, and rightly so. No mark. No mark. The umpire said play on. Kicked off the ground by Harms over to Ayres, doing a great job on Reece Jones. Tapped on by Danstill. Beautiful play, and this will be a goal. And at about that, a goal to Brewer. That was magnificent play on the part of Danstill. Great play, so we see the scoreboard. Hawthorn up to a great start. 3 goals, 2-20. The Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points.
Brereton almost did that in slow motion.
Well, he certainly did, and it was no doubt the umpire did the right thing there. It was no mark to Buckenham. Ayres once again in the thick of things, and look at the piece of play by Dunstall. A tap on there, giving Dermot Brereton all the time in the world.
Well, the difference 11 points. And we're 13.5 minutes into this first quarter. The 1986 grand final. Knocked out by Madden over to Blackwell. Jugging the ball. He's grabbed. He got one a bit high. Down he goes. The umpire will ball it up. Well, Hawthorn, Ayres is doing a magnificent job there on the wing on Reece Jones. Not only got Reece Jones covered, Bob, but being a brilliant player himself.
So far he is, Luke.
Looking a little groggy.
Well, he's had a couple of knocks today. That shook him up a bit, that one. Of course, he was a doubtful starter.
He is a bit groggy.
My word, he's a bit groggy. Really shook him up that last bump. I thought it might have been a free kick. The ball comes down there towards Russo, fumbles the ball. Picked up by Abbott. Abbott gets a hurried kick back towards Brereton. Hits the deck. There's a go for Curran. A slick hand pass over to Platt. Walks beautifully. Nearly got one from Dean, but he's clear. Short pass, and Curran's got it. Curran backing up beautifully. Goes another pass. It'll be okay. And Buckenham got one for Motley.
15 metres, is it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Motley could do anything else that time. And Buckenham, a strong gutsy mark that time, has a chance to put another goal on the board for Hawthorn. There's nothing else he could have done there, Bob.
The umpire did the right thing. It is a grand final, let's face it.
And Gary Buckenara has the chance to bring up his first goal in the VFL Grand Final.
There he is from about, that's what it is, a goal. So Hawthorn at the 15-minute mark of this first quarter of the Grand Final of 1986.
Blackwood coming off, Luke.
4 goals, 2-26 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points. As Bob Skilton said, Blackwood coming off the ground looking pretty groggy.
Robertson on.
And going out pretty quickly too. Let's watch that goal again in replay. Clatton, lovely block here, just as well. His head would have finished up in the southern stand. And then he got it under Curran. Curran in turn to Buckenara, who goaled for Hawthorn. Back into the centre. Hawthorn lead by 15 points. Need fumbles, chance for Green. Off the ground, left half forward flank. Dorotich and Brereton. Dorotich gets there first. Gets the ball out in turn to Dean. That was a free kick going Carlton's way. He was grabbed when not in possession.
Good play on the part of Dorotich too, Pete.
You're a big rap for him, Lou.
Well, he knocked it out.
He has had a good year. And doing a good job on Kernahan so far as Langford. 31 is Alvin, 44 is Clatton, who's over the boundary line with the ball. Throw in to follow on the centre wing. Coach's box for Carlton, Robbie Walls. Madden and Deere. Madden doing a little bit better in the ruck. Alvin fumbles. Eade to Dippy Domenico, who started well. Ayres, as Bob mentioned, is also playing well on the wing. Buckenara may get there. No, English will beat him to it, and the ball was over the line, is it? It is now. Buckenara's down.
From Motley.
It's a boundary throw, I think.
Well, it could still be a free kick, Pete, if you infringe. You got one right on the ear.
Not paying it, Luke.
Let's take a look at it again.
No, I think he missed him. I think it's a good decision by the umpire.
Brereton over the top of Madden, but Madden will get the free kick for one in the ear. You have to be told to touch him on the ear. As Justin's about 6'9" or thereabouts. Madden from back pocket. Kernahan has it knocked away from him. Actually, that was almost a mark. Rhys Jones spins out beautifully. Alvin, right centre wing. Short pass, Hunter marks in front of Mew. Johnson runs into Mew. Caught holding the ball.
Play on's all well and good, but when you give it to a man who's running straight at an opponent.
So the free kick going Hawthorn's way, and it will be taken by Chris Mew, assisted by a 15-metre penalty, and that brings him up almost to centre wing.
And we're approaching the 18-minute mark of this first quarter, and Hawthorn looking good at this early stage of the grand final. Knocked out by Brereton. There's a stack up here, and the umpire will ball it up about 65 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. They're looking good. 4 goals, 2-26 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points. And that forward line of Carlton's under a bit of strain because the defence of Hawthorn staying very close. Madden doing a lot better today, particularly in the ruck as the ball is driven back there towards Buckenara and Motley having a great battle. Tapped on by Brereton. Over it goes to Green. Green goes down. And the umpire said that it'll be a baller.
Peter Donegan downstairs has some news on Wayne Blackwell, Pete.
Yes, Pete, they're looking at Wayne Blackwell for signs of concussion. When he sat on the bench, the doctor told him to read the scoreboard, which he did. He's nodding his head saying he's okay, but only the doctor will have the last word on that.
Well, he was stunned. There's no doubt about that. The ball knocked out by Deere. Comes across to Ayres. He goes down. A good hand pass back to Buckenara. And a hurry snap and goal. And it's over the line and through for 1 point. So Hawthorn doing most of the attacking and looking the better side. And Jean's a worried man, but I should imagine, Bob, he'd be pretty happy with their performance so far.
You're never happy until the game's finished, Lou, but at this stage I'm sure he would be reasonably content.
Alvin out towards Motley and Loveridge. Motley will be paid that. No, he won't. No, he's not paying, and they've got to earn it today. As we see this fella doing well, Domenico. Well, let's fly at the goals. It's a long shot. A chance for Dill. Got under that one. Luckily for Carlton, too, because it went through for 1 point. Standing at the back that time was Dunstall. Domenico giving plenty of orders. 1 goal, 3-9 points to 28 points for Hawthorn. The ball back in the play again. It's English. Right on the 50-metre defence line. Drives the ball out to Melbourne. Coming out with Melbourne was Tuck. Tuck and Melbourne go over the line, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. Into this first quarter by 19.5 minutes, and Hawthorn 4 goals, 28 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points. Carlton badly needing a goal to get themselves back in the picture. Knocked out by Madden, dominating the knockouts. Over it goes to Wallace. Dorotich couldn't hold that one. Back to Brown. He's collared. In goes Dorotich. send them deep into attack. He's gone for a hand pass. Over to Eade. There's the replay. Eade at 50 metres out. Fires at the goals. Dunstan and Dool. Dunstan knocks the ball on. Dool's first to recover, but the young fella's after him. But Dool on the boundary line. And the old veteran, the flying doormat, gets it back out towards the wing position. There's a chance now for Bradley. He's been unsighted so far. Back to Open. Good play. Open goes to Green. Back to Wallace. Out wide looking for Platten. The ball is out of bounds. About
Free kick, I think, Luke. And it'll come back to Wallace. And great play by Paul Abbott. Took the bit between the teeth and attacked the ball. Took it away and showed tremendous courage and great skill.
Just on the 21-minute mark of this first quarter. 4-4 to 1-3.
Peter Motley, number 2 for Carlton. Motley in the back pocket. Straight up the centre of the ground. Kernahan.
But he's got to come away down the ground to get those kicks, Bob.
Reece Jones. Reece Jones up to Schwab. And Schwab marks a half back for Hawthorn. Strong mark. He plays on. He's shepherded by Deere, who got his number taken earlier in the quarter. And another strong mark in the defence for Carlton, this time by Dean. Peter Cameron whistling him back on the mark. It's disadvantaged the side.
Well, he brought him back because of Reece Jones' actions.
Ball towards left half forward, thumped away by Langford, missed by Melbourne, picked up by Tuck. His kick is a short one to centre field, or centre wing. Buckenara tries to get clear, can't do so. Off the ground from Schwab. Schwab's kick to left, to right half forward flank. Dorotich will get there first for Carlton. Dorotich goes deliberately.
Now that is deliberate.
No doubt about that. He doesn't get penalised though. But if we go back a
That
few...
was so blatant it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
He could have easily passed to one of his teammates there too, Bob.
I wonder if Fitzroy's Michael Nettlefold was watching, because he was penalised against Hawthorn in the qualifying final a few years ago for a similar offence. Hawthorn won that game by 4 points. We're talking about consistency. Madden against Curran. Madden's too tall, but he doesn't get an effective tap out. Motley dives, gets one in the back of the neck. Umpire Peter Cameron has found a free kick, or is it going to be a bat? I think it might be the latter. Still at Hawthorn's right half forward flank. 22.5 minutes into the first quarter. Madden. English. Over the head of Ayres. Picked up by Reece Jones. Fumbles. Gets one in the back. Should get a free kick.
The free kick to Reece Jones. He's had his troubles here today. He's already been reported, and of course he's got a very difficult opponent today at Ayres. He hasn't left his side, but he's coming back. He's had a couple of kicks. He won't be out of it. McClure got under that. Ball missed by Robertson. Glasgow tries to get out of trouble. They pounce on top of him. Hawthorn looking more desperate at the moment in this early part of the match, but there's a long way to go yet. It's the Carlton interchange bench. Blackwell there, of course, who was a bit stunned, but he seems to be okay now. That's Diaz kick, a very high one. Doesn't that was Abbott, I should say, not a very high. I don't cover much distance. Di Pierdomenico over to Ayres, the man of the moment, as it goes over the half-forward line, punched out by Dool. As it goes for Buckenara, kicks it off the ground. It's going close to the bounce in for a goal. Oh, what's the fortune? That's his second.
Have you noticed what's happening to the price of new cars? They keep going up.
1986 grand final. Carlton in trouble now. 5 goals, 4-34. Hawthorn to Carlton, 139 points. Carlton go back into attack. Langford gets a short kick, but a beaut mark there taken by Platt.
Platten at centre half back. Platten's gone out to the wing position. Mark taken by Gary Ayres. He was said before, covering a lot of territory. He gets dicked, but no free kick downfield. Curran doing battle with Motley, but Motley wins out. Hawthorn's tackling is good at the moment. Madden fumbles, but hits it straight to his opponent Deere, who hits it back to Madden, who was grabbed on the leg. Madden wobbles the punt kick up the centre wing. Knocked away by Tuck from Meldrum. Wallace showed plenty of courage there. Loveridge, Ayres on right centre wing. Back to Russo. High kick to half forward. Brereton over the top. Madden was there. English and Platten. Platten grabbed. Didn't have the ball. Play on call. Meldrum right on the boundary line. Reece Jones caught. As I said, Hawthorn's tackling pretty good at the moment. Mark McClure, Carlton captain. McClure at left centre wing. Mildred runs into trouble. Holding the ball.
On the shoulder, Pete.
Holding the ball, Luke.
Well, he indicated on the shoulder.
He said it was on the shoulder. He indicated that.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. To Melbourne. To Loveridge.
Mark taken by Deer on right centre wing. Deer. Madouin. He'll look for Brereton. Has to fly with Dorotich. Dorotich has done a good job there so far. Robertson to English. Probably one of Carlton's best English. Bradley. Plenty of room to move at right half forward flank. Abbott won't catch him. Bradley should be able to score. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in Carlton's right forward pocket. We're a minute into time on in the first quarter. It's going to be Kernahan against Langford. Now is the ball flat? The umpire's conferring there. Hunter over the top. Wallace, short kick. Two number 4s. That's almost in the back. Peter Cameron doesn't think so.
Pretty close to it, Pete.
It was, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
I think they've been consistent in letting the game flow. There's a number of Tiggy Touchwood free kicks that you could have picked out, but they've let them go.
Good umpiring, perhaps, Bob, on a grand final situation. Langford wins that one. Johnston sharks it. Snap shot. It's still in play. Now it's out. The ball just propped. Free kick. Talk about funny free kicks.
You shouldn't open your mouth, should you?
That's right.
Let's look at that again if we have it. Might take the kick first, but we were talking about consistency before, Bob, weren't we? Did he dive?
I think he did.
He's got a chance to bring up Carlton's second goal, and they badly need one at the moment. No, I don't think so. Wait on the goal umpire. 1 point kicked by David Glasgow. And that takes Carlton score to 1-4. That trail Hawthorn 5-4 at the 27.5-minute mark.
24 points the difference. And Carlton in plenty of bother. Their forward line not looking too hot at the moment, Bob. They're well covered by this strong defence of Hawthorn.
Well, that was a free kick too.
Comes out to English. He was well tackled that time by the length, but that was a great tackle. And of course, the ball will be thrown in from that half back line for Carlton. It's about 75, 80 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well, Kernahan actually tapped that down, picked up beautifully by Reece Jones over to McClure. Goes for a pass, looking for Hunter. He's covered by Mew. Mew goes for the tap on Hain again. Coming in to meet it is Bernie Evans. Shows too much pace for his bigger opponent. But there's Loveridge sitting back. He fumbled it. It didn't matter. He saved it going through for a goal. It's 1 point, but Carlton off target. 1 goal, 5-11 points to Hawthorn. 5-4-34. There's a rover going to kick the ball back into play now. It's Loveridge. Well, anyone kicks in these days.
He doesn't know where to go.
Now he does. That means he hasn't had much practice of kicking the ball back into play, but not a bad sort of a kick from a rover. He finds Swab out there at half-back, goes for a bit of a gallop. The ball around towards the Hawthorn half-forward line. And they're hot at the moment, the Hawthorn forwards. Oh, bad luck for half, but cashing in on that was Curran from 15 metres out. A running shot at goal. Dunstan and Dill. They both miss it. Dill's first to recover, but can't pick it up in time, and it bounces through for a point.
There's Curran missing the fact that he had Brereton short, and Brereton was completely clear.
So it's 1 goal, 5 to 5 goals, 5. A short pass coming out to Tommy Alvin down there on the back pocket, goes wide, looking there for Motley. I think Motley's going to give him the job now of picking up DiPietro Manigo, Bob.
I think we might find that Motley will swap back and just for the kick-off, I think, Lou.
15-metre penalty there to Motley. The ball goes back now towards Kernahan and Langford. They both smith it. Down goes Hunter. He's covered by Wallace. Can't get clear. It's holding the ball against him. That's a good decision, too, because he had it smothered. So Wallace's kick is out wide towards the wing position. Curran in front on a great mark. He's got a beautiful pair of hands, this bloke. He's in rare form in these finals, Bob. Curran.
Yes, he's done a great job, Lou.
So Curran out there on the centre wing position. And Hawthorn 5-5 to Carlton, 1 goal, 5. The Blues not looking too hot. Oh, great mark to Brereton. What a beauty between two of them then. And Brereton right there on the 50-metre attacking line. Goes for a pass. It's okay. And it's found Dunstan. He's already kicked 1 goal on Dill, but he's a fair way out. 50 metres out, in fact.
least the Hawthorn forward line are moving around and leading.
Yep, Carlton forward line looking hopeless, and a few of their star players are unsighted so far. Just on the 30.5-minute mark, as Dunstan comes in for goal number 2. It's not a bad sort of a kick either, but one make the distance. They all fly as they go for Buckenara, flies at the goal, but it's through for 1 point. So Hawthorn moving on now to 5 goals, 6:36 to Carlton. Not looking so hot. 1 goal, 11 points.
Wayne Harms to bring the ball back into play. Alden making the lead, but he goes to the opposite flank. Wallace gave his opponent just a little bit of a nudge in the back there to take the grab. Wallace from half forward. Buckenara, the height, can't mark it. Harms backs up well. Rushes the tackle aside. Likewise, Bernie Evans for Carlton. Evans clear at the 50-metre defence line. Around Russell Green. Alden at the square. Alden downfield to left half forward. Good mark to McClure. Gave Abbott the nudge on to Robertson. Robertson's pass is a shocker, and there's the siren for the end of the first quarter. As the bell sounded the end for that promising forward move from Carlton, with Hawthorn leading 5-6, 36 to 1-5-11 at quarter time.
A great start by Hawthorn. 5 goals, 6 to 1 goal, 5. There was no doubt about it. Their attack looked good. And of course, they've also made a great move by putting Ayres on the elusive and brilliant Reece Jones. And of course, that stopped one of their avenues to goal. And that's put them in plenty of trouble. Their forward line is badly sagging. Of course, some of their star players have been missing badly here today too. Players like Bradley and a few others. But a great performance by Hawthorn. That should give them tremendous confidence for the rest of this match.
Hawthorn leading 5-6 to 1-5 at quarter time.
As we welcome you back wherever you may be watching our telecast around the world, I sincerely hope that you're very much enjoying Australian rules football. What a fine first quarter it was by Hawthorn, who incidentally went into this game as slight favourites. At quarter time we find Hawthorn 5 goals, 6-36, leading Carlton 1 goal, 5-11. Main goal scorer on the ground at the moment is Hawthorn forward Gary Buckenara. He's contributed 2 and singles to Jason Dunstall, Dermot Brereton and Peter Curran. Whilst for Carlton, it's a different story. Paul Meldrum is their sole contributor. But it's very early days yet, with just 1 of 4 great quarters of football completed. It's now returned to our commentary position. Here's Peter.
Right, thank you, Sandy, and the respective coaches, Alan Jeans and Robert Walls, still addressing their sides. The Hawthorn camp now breaking up, and Walls continues his address, but let's get some thoughts on the first quarter of football from Bob Skilt.
Well, around the ground, there's no doubt in the world that apart from on the scoreboard, honours for the quarter must go to Hawthorn. Not only do they lead by 25 points, but they've been on top right across the centre, where the Brownlow medalist, DP Domenico, started off in excellent style. And on the other wing, a surprise move, but one that has really come off. Gary Ayres, and by far the better of the best player on the ground in the second semi-final. That's David Reece Jones. Starting off in the centre against Terry Wallace was Wayne Blackwell, and he was obviously a little bit groggy, but he's back on the ground now. Robinson and McKenzie coming back to the interchange bench, and Blackwell will probably go and pick up Wallace once again. And Dermot Brereton had the better of Doherty at centre-half forward, and whilst at the other end of the ground, Langford made it very tough for Kernahan to get kicks at centre-half forward. Likewise, Mew for Hunter at centre-half back, full-back, I should say. Stats for the first term: Hawthorn with an advantage of 19 kicks, Carlton having 4 more handballs, but a lot of those under pressure. Marks equal, free kicks pretty much the same. Shots at goal, 3 in favour of Hawthorn, but around the ground, Hawthorn by far the better side in the first term.
Second quarter of the 1986 VFL Grand Final. Hawthorn leading by 25 points, but there's a long way to go yet. Umpire Peter Cameron to bounce the ball to start proceedings. Madden's been on top in the ruck so far over Deer, and he wins that one. Evans puts Carlton into attack. Carlton up towards the left half forward flank. Tuck and Meldrum. Over the top was Langford. Tuck takes the hand pass from Ayres. The Hawthorn captain streaming forward. Knife in the old legs yet, apparently. Tuck, short pass. Oh, Dunstall, great mark. Endley. 3 marks he's taken so far. He's gone for a pass. Not a good one. Blackwell back on the field. He left looking a little bit groggy in the first quarter, but seems to be okay now. Glascott turns back on his heels.
and gives it to English. Harms takes the mark. Harms at a little bit short of the right centre wing position. Is that a mark to Elvin? I didn't think so. Neither did the umpire. Johnson could have almost got a free kick, but the umpire again elects the call play on. Schwab should be penalised for holding the ball. I take it you don't agree with that, Bob?
I did not agree at all.
To me, Peter and Bob, they look a little bit confused, Carlton.
Johnston's kick to half forward. Thumped away by Langford. Russo content to see the ball out of bounds. And a boundary throw-in will follow at Carlton's right half forward flank.
Hawthorn not letting the Carlton Stars get out of their sight, Bob. They're tagging them all over the ground. They're sticking very close today.
Mew has it knocked away by Hunter. And once again a stalemate develops. Peter Cameron, one of the more senior men in white in VFL ranks, will bounce the ball.
Looks as though McClure is virtually lining up at full forward for the moment, and Hunter coming up the ground a bit. They're trying something different.
And they've got to do that when they're behind by 25 points. Hunter was the high flyer there. Blackwell affects the tackle. It's a real scramble to the start of the second quarter. 2 minutes have so far gone.
2 minutes gone of this second quarter of the 1986 grand final. And it's still 25 points the difference in favour of the Hawks. Knocked out that time by Kernahan, picked up by Schwab. He goes for the boundary line. It's out of bounds on the full. Now there's the chance for Carlton to go deep into attack through Vin English. Des English, I should say. Going through is Kernahan. A hand pass coming over there to Johnson, but he couldn't get out of that one. Had no hope of getting rid of the ball. The umpire will ball it up. You think it was a throw, Pete, do you?
That's why I disagree with the one in the middle. If you're going to give one, you give the other.
There's the bounce again. Oh, give that to Deere. Ayres gets a hurried kick coming out towards the boundary line. DP Domenico and Alvin go after it. Alvin in the front posse, but DP Domenico's right on his tail. It'll go out of bounds. DP Domenico going over the line. Of course, he tied for the 1986 Brownlow medal, which was a surprise. What's that again? Did he get one in the back? Well, we'll leave that to you sitting at home. Back to Schwab, a hurried kick, and that's what the Hawthorn are doing. They're not messing about. They're getting the ball quickly to their boot. And it's out of bounds, gradually creeping up to their half-forward line. Running now for the umpire to bring the ball back into play as we approach the 3.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Madden dominated the ruck, but that was a bad knockout to Russo. Russo drives it back there looking for Dunstan. And the bounce was against Dunstan, and Doolan's out of bounds. So it's well over their half-forward line, about 40 metres out from their goal. Capacity housey today, over the 100,000 mark, I would say. And what a feeling it is to be at the 1986 Grand Final. But what a feeling it is to be at any VFL Grand Final. Motley with a hand pass, coming back now. Tapped on again by Dean, and the ball is out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. But they've been into attack for most of this game, and their forward line looking good. On the other hand, Carlton's attack looks woeful. There's no coordination at all down there. Back to Dean. Dean can't get through the pack. That's Loveridge going down. They pile on top of him, and the umpire once again will ball it up.
It's been a scrambly start to this quarter.
Well, it's been, yeah, that has been a scrambly start. Ball up again. We're just over the 4-minute mark, or approaching the 4.5-minute mark of this second quarter.
Madden getting a lot of hit-outs, but not directing them well. Hawthorn ball again in the forward pocket. Green onto his left foot. Dool in front of Dunstall. Dunstall gets in front of him, and how did he do that? Snapshot is a goal!
The integration factor, only from
31 points at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Johnston for Carlton in possession. Gets overrun. Bradley gets it out to Elvin. Still a race forward. Curran, good hand pass. Wallace and Bradley. Wallace again loses it. Picked up by English, and my book, Carlton's best player, onto Johnston. At the back, Hunter. No mark. Free kick, surely. Although it maybe penalised the side. So Carlton a chance to go deep into attack. Here it is in replay. Not much doubt about that going to Evans. Short pass. Hunter. No.
Good play by Abbott.
Langford in left back pocket. He looked for a pass, either by foot or hand. He's gone with the foot. Curran takes the mark. Back to that same player. Langford. Wallace running at left centre wing. On to Eade, one of the veterans on the Hawthorn side. Not a good pass, but it does find Brereton. Back to Eade. Have to get rid of this quickly. Hooks for Buckenara. Buckenara marks and plays 50 metres out. He'll just about kick this. It's long. It's just about there. It has gone through, I think. It's a goal. And that's Bucky's third. For Hawthorn, 7-6-48 for 1-5-11.
Well, Bob Carlton in plenty of trouble now. I know it's early days, but it's going to take a lot of catching over this lead.
Listen, great play by Paul Abbott there, and the pass coming down towards King Hunter. Abbott did a tremendous job to tap the ball away. That's not the play we're talking about now. It's a replay of the goal by Buckenara, but it was really started by Abbott and Langford down in defence.
3 goals to Gary Buckenara as we approach the 7-minute mark of the quarter. Wallace again sharking the hit out from Madden.
And what a job Wallace is doing in the centre. Every knockout that Madden's got has been one of the smaller Hawthorn players sharking it. It's Buckenara over to Curran, but the kick is off the side of the boot. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be a penalty free kick to Carlton down there on the half-back line.
Change coming up on the Carlton bench, it looks like.
Well, they need a few changes because they're not looking too good at the moment, Peter. Well, they all missed that. DP and America, that's their tactics, and look at them go. That's nearly a free kick to Buckenara. He'll get it. So Buckenara to get the free kick out there on the centre wing position. Carlton making 1,000 mistakes here today. And of course, Hawthorn cashing in on it. Ball tapped down by Doherty. Coming back towards Motley. Bounces okay. Plattons right on his tail as he kicks the ball back towards the centre wing position. They all get under that, but plenty of Hawthorn players around. A slick hand pass from Deere. Over to DP and Amenigo. Drives the ball over the half-forward line. Doherty flies. Couldn't hold the mark. Going to, oh, he caught one from Doherty. Right on the chops. It's really stunned him. Oh, he's okay now. He knows he's got the free kick.
It does help.
It certainly does. A hand pass. Eade with a long one into the goal square. That's Dunstall and Dool. They both miss it. English going in. Misses the ball. Dool plays it safe and guards it over the line and through for 1 point. But at the moment, at the 8.5-minute mark of the second quarter, it's all Hawthorn. 7-7-49 to Carlton 1-5-11. And Carlton not putting up a very good performance. That's a long kick pushed out by Deere. Good play over to Eade. Smothered by Madden. Picked up by Eade again. Pushed away from Ayres by Albert. Back it comes to Bradley. I think that's about his 3rd touch for the match. Up goes Blackwood. Couldn't hold the mark. They're really tackling Hawthorn. They won't let him get clear. Now we see McClellan going for a long kick, and there's no one there. For Carlton, it's off target. It'll go through for 1 point. They've got no one up there on the forward line. And of course, when you're desperate, you go right up the ground chasing kicks, Bob.
Yes, and that's when the coach has got to pull him back down the ground, too.
Or back out wide to the back pocket. This fella's played a fantastic game, Ayres. Certainly put Reece Jones out of business in the first quarter. He started off well in the second.
There's a dippers on him now.
Ball back there. They fly. Dean couldn't hold it. Picked up by McLuhan. The veteran drives it down towards Hunter and Mew. Having a great battle. Knocked out over. It goes for Graston. It could be the goal. That is it. By golly, didn't they need that one?
Dashing.
Still leading by 31 points, and that was David Glasgock's first goal for Carlton. A badly needed one, certainly. Won by Deere, this knockout. Bad hand pass, though. Gives it straight to Kernahan. Well tackled. Or was it in the back? No free kick. Well umpired. Abbott to half forward. Doherty beats Brereton for it. Short pass to Reece Jones. To Dean. Dean on left centre wing. Dean goes for a short one as well. Tuck in the road, though, but backing up is Chris Mew. Carlton looking a little bit better. Reece Jones tangles with Loveridge, and that's on the shoulder. And a 15-metre penalty as well.
It's on replay now. I think he's
on the shoulder.
He's lucky he's not up there again.
I reckon he's already been reported.
Dean takes the hand pass. Hawthorn wingers kick, tries to find Buckenara, who marks in front of Motley.
Thomas played a fair game down there in attack too.
Not a bad job with 3-2 so far.
I reckon.
A little bit too far out to score. He's 65 metres out. Just about got it into the square. Dean, good defence by the Carlton player. It's out of bounds and a boundary throw in right forward pocket for Hawthorn.
Hasn't a real bad kick either, Pete.
That was a good kick, wasn't it? Must have covered a good 60 metres. 31 points the difference. Brereton and Madden. Madden. Russo. One behind, I think, or out of bounds. It's a point. So 32 points the difference. 7-8 to 2-6. Dool. Straight down the ground. Motley. Actually hit Buckenara back to Bradley, who's caught subsequently towards the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in on centre wing.
Well, Bradley struggled all day so far, Bob. He's been really out of form.
Yes, Rodney Reed's done a great job so far against Bradley.
It's Madden and Deer. Neither gets a tap out of that at all. Picked up by Glasgow. His kick is a short one, but it does go Carlton's way about 10 metres. Platten looks for the Shepherd, doesn't get one. Can't affect a hand pass. And once again, we'll see a boundary throw-in. It's on centre wing. Deer and Madden again. Schwab looks for Green. Bad hand pass. Arms is right there with him. Green fumbles. Looks for a free kick. Well played, Russell Green. On to Rodney Eade. Eade at half forward. Russo. Looks for Brereton. Not a good pass. Straight to Dorotich. He's one player you don't argue with. He certainly wouldn't pinch his beer at a pub. Dorotich to centre wing. Johnston. Oh, almost a miraculous grab. Dippy Domenico dives on it. Picked up by Johnston. Johnston's kick short to centre wing again. Funny old bounce. Who's it going to favour? Tommy Elvin. Elvin puts Carlton into attack up towards right half forward. Mew and Hunter. Mew should have taken that. Langford, short. McClure and Hunter, they can raffle it. 4 Carlton players are there. Hunter finally clear. It's a goal if it's long enough. Tuck on the line. Come on, yes, there's been a
Great save by the Hawthorn captain. One on the line that time. 32 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Into the second quarter by 13 and a half minutes. Comes Reece Jones, who's got a chance to score a goal here. A long shot, and look at this one go. It's a goal.
You want a video recorder that...
26 points, so they're still within striking distance, Carlton. There'll be a long way to go in this grand final of 1986. Madden, knocked out by Deer. Pushed on by Wallace, doing a great job in the centre. Gets a hand pass out to Platten. Platten under pressure. Oh, he was grabbed. That'll be home the man, I reckon. He hung on too long. And the little rover, the long-haired rover from Hawthorn, Johnny Platten will take that free kick at half forward, about 65 metres out from goal. He's looking for Brereton. He's found him. Now, Brereton will be 40 metres out by the time he kicks this one. The angle a bit difficult.
Dorotich on the mark. Nobody picking up Brereton.
There's the shot coming up from Brereton now. There it is on its way. A strong mark taken there by Motley down there in defence, right in the goal square.
Carlton Peter is steady, Blue.
Well, they've played pretty raggedy football so far, Peter, Bob. And they haven't got much system going at all. But let's hope they can settle down and make a game of this in front of this big crowd here today. Langford. We saw that, what's his name, was blocked that time, Kernahan by Ayres. That allowed Langford to take an easy mark. On for a short pass. Punched out by Dool away from Dunstall. Coming in to meet it now is Blackwood. Walks nicely in a bit of trouble. Collared by Ayres. Ayres doing a great job. Ayres birdie deep here a minute ago. A snap at goal. Will it make the distance? It does, but it's off target. And it's out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in right against the point post. Deep in Hawthorn's attacking zone, and the Hawthorn coach looking pretty worried, but his side well in front by 26 points, but there's a long way to go yet. Knocked out by Madden, picked up by Dean, a hand pass, a good one to Motley. Motley down there in the back pocket. I must agree with you, Bob, they're looking better now as we see Reece Jones take that long hand pass. And there's a long kick looking for Melbourne. Tuck and Melbourne both missed that one. Russo picked it up beautifully, one hand away from Evans. Goes for the kick, Ayres flies. Did he get in the back of Reece Jones? The umpire said no. Backing up as usual as Wallace. Drives the ball down towards half forward. Coming in to meet it now as Dorotich falls over. In goes Motley to back him up. Gives him a bad hand pass. The ball still in play on that half forward one. The umpire will call that. A bit of a mess up by the two Carlton defenders then. They made hard work of that. So 16, just on 17 minutes gone of the second quarter. 3 goals, 6-24 Carlton to Hawthorn, 7-8-50.
Knocked away by Madden and out of bounds. And so a throw at this time, still inside the 50-metre line, so a chance for Hawthorn to go further forward. But Carlton manning up better in the latter part, or midway through this term. Madden's hit out again. Not well directed. Blackwood tries to get clear. Madden opportunity to affect the hand pass. Good play by Clatten to keep it away from Motley. It's out of bounds again.
Well, I know Carlton are fumbling a lot, but that's due to the pressure that Hawthorn are putting on them all the time.
Yes, Hawthorn's tackling has been excellent, Lou. They haven't allowed Carlton to get clear and break up the play at all.
Curran and Madden. Out to Reed. High kick. Over the top is Albin. And that is a trip, is it not, to English? No. Not seen by the umpire. Bacanara for goal number 4. He's got it, I think. But wait on the umpire. It's a goal.
Steve, I'm afraid you're going to have to come with us. Hope you have a good attempt.
4 goals to Gary Bacanara after a controversial decision. Picked up by Deere. Past Curran, past Dean, past Reece Jones. Went through pretty solidly. Down goes Evans. Ball socket back to centre field. Deere and Madden. Both fumble. Free kick going Carlton. No, going Hawthorn's way. Bot.
Yes, Deere was held there.
Greg Deere at the circle. Clatten. Nearly got up high enough. Harms to Dean. Dean short pass over the head of Alvin. For whom it was intended. Deep to Domenico. Will he get around him? He does. The pass is out wide. Leading out is Bacanara. Motley puts him down effectively. Ayres loses out. Picked up by Motley. Motley a short pass. Johnston at left centre wing. Abbott standing on the mark. Johnston short pass. Blackwall. Has he marked it? No. He paid it.
I think he held it long enough.
I think I'd have paid that, Pete.
But you'd cash one of my checks, Lou.
Oh, that was a mark.
Blackwell looking okay after that heavy knock he got in the first quarter. Hunter.
That was a strong mark. It takes a bit of doing from going after those ones.
He's a great player, Hunter, and tremendous courage.
He has got courage, hasn't he, Ken Hunter? To see Dipper coming at you.
Been pretty well held today by Mew, just the same.
Hunter, chance for his first goal and Carlton's 4th. It's coming around, but not enough.
That's his 3rd possession, incidentally, Pete Hunter's.
After a hamstring, Hawthorn lead by 31 points. It's Chris Langford. Kick dropping short. Harms takes it. Now chance for a Carlton score. And Harms is an excellent kick. Still over 50 metres out. He's gone long. He's had a real go at it. Looking for Kernahan or Hunter at the back. So Hawthorn player might have put that through. 1 point.
Kernahan surely didn't expect to be paid that.
26 to 56, 30 points the difference.
And we're just on the 20.5-minute mark of this second quarter. Hawthorn still looking good. Short pass marked down there in the back pocket by Rodney. When you look through the Hawthorn lineup, they haven't got a weak player on their side. Over it goes to Swab. Swab's kick is not a good one. English goes down. He's a strong player today, but couldn't get clear. Wallace doing a great job on the centre as the ball comes out to Alvin and DP Domenico. Holding on that time, DP Domenico, and Alvin will get the free kick. He's got it all the way that time. He's played a great game so far, DP Domenico, Bob. So Alvin with the free kick for Carlton on that half-back line. 21 minutes gone of the second quarter of the 1986 Grand Final. Flying high was Kernahan. Carlton players messing themselves up. They've been doing that all day, not talking much amongst themselves. On the other hand, Hawthorn doing everything right. It'll be a ball up round about the centre wing position. Knocked on that time by Matt, but it was ricocheted back, kicked off the ground by Harms. Coming into mid as Loveridge fumbled the ball. I don't blame him either as he goes after it again. The little terrier won't give it up. The umpire said it's holding the ball against him. So it'll be Blackwell to take the free kick right on the 50-metre attacking line. He hesitated. Hunter having a bit of trouble getting away from Mew. Mew's had him well covered. Hunter's only had 3 possessions. Now he's clear, got a chance to mark. He does. Short pass. Dangerous, but it'll be okay. And the mark taken down there by Glasgow. Now he's only about 5 or 6 metres out, but the angle pretty acute, as you can see there on the screen. But Carlton badly needing a goal here.
Should still kick it over.
Should. They're trailing by 30 points. This will make the difference 24 if he's successful with his kick, of course. Let's see what happens with it. Oh, he's missed it. They should kick him, Bob, but they don't.
They don't lose premiership.
That's right. 27 plays, 56, a difference of 29 points. into this second quarter by 22.5 minutes. And we wait now for the ball to come back into play. Now, Hawthorn have got good players all over the ground. Of course, their tackling has been superb here today, and they've put Carlton under pressure right throughout the match. Meldrum, outmaneuvered, Tucker, he's clear. He's going to have a running punt shot at goal from 50 metres out, but once again the Blues are off target, and it's through for another point. So that's not helping their cause. Bad kicking, 3 goals, 10-28 Carlton to Hawthorn, 8 goals, 8-56. And we're just over the 23-minute mark of the second quarter.
This time Mew goes short and finds Richard Loveridge. Loveridge also going short, looking for Schwab, backing up his ears. Gives it straight to Evans, says thanks very much. Misjudged the flight of the ball there. It's out of bounds in Carlton's left forward pocket. Glasgow might have just about had a grab at that.
Definitely steady. They're playing better football at the moment.
Their attack doesn't look too good to me, Bob, just the same.
No, they're struggling to kick goals, but around the ground, Lou, they only need a quick goal and they get a lot of confidence.
Platten loses out to Madden, who in turn has a knock from him, but it's picked up by Meldrum, and that's a goal. Meldrum's second goal, and Carlton are coming back, as Bob Stilton indicated a moment ago, 14-34 to 8-8-56.
An excellent goal by Paul Meldrum. Good play by Justin Madden to get it out to him. As you see, Swab get the short kick forward. Button has the ball punched away. It's not been a throw, but nonetheless, it was good play. Across to Meldrum again, and on replay, Meldrum putting it through for 4 points.
Meldrum's second goal, 24.5 minutes into the second quarter. Johnston's kick, a short one, Ayres gets through some pretty heavy traffic. Beautiful smeller by Johnston. Ayres got one in the back, picked up by Tuck. Good tackle, just about caught with the ball. Yippee to Medico and Alden. Dorotic and Brereton. Dorotic, strength from the wing. Carlton fans finding Boyce. Hunter over the top. No, Mew in front.
Great mark by Mew.
Mew steady in the crisis. Out to Loveridge. Loveridge at the right half-back flank for Hawthorn. Loveridge has gone up towards the wing. Looking for Green or Schwab. Neither of those is going to get anywhere near it. And it beats Schwab and also Reece Jones over the line. 22 points in it. So Carlton have made up 3 in this quarter so far, which has been in progress 25.25 minutes. Madden doing well on the ruck. He's really well on top of gear to go. Reece Jones takes the hand pass at centre wing. He's gone for a pass. Is that a mark? I think it is to McClure.
Actually, Madden's done a pretty good job on the ruck, Bob.
This is played well, Lou.
Kernahan over the top, no. Hit the behind post, so it will be touched, and that should be out of bounds. So boundary throw it. Carlton's left forward pocket. A real chance for the Blues to get right back into this grand final. Langford and Kernahan. Over the top is Hunter. Glascott has it knocked away by Russo. It's out of bounds, but still in Carlton's left forward pocket as we approach the 26-minute mark of the term. Tension right on now as Hawthorn have to defend desperately. Hunter, Kernahan, Mew, Abbott. Still a short kick. English gives it almost to Peter Cameron. Meldrum, who's been a good player, gets clear. Does he? Yes. Well blocked by English. He shoots. And marked right on the line by Terry Watts.
This fellow's played a great game. He's playing in the centre, but he's all over the ground. Wallace over to Mew. Back to Loveridge. 50-metre defence line. Drives the ball out wide, looking for Di Pierdomenico. Tapped on by Green. Beautiful play. Picked up nicely by Di Pierdomenico. Bradley not having a lucky day today as Buckenara picks it up down towards Dunstall and Dool. And the flying doormat, but the other fellow, the young fellow's got him. He collared him. He couldn't get clear. They give him a free kick. I thought it was a good tackle, Bob.
It was a beautiful tackle, Lou.
I don't know what you got to do. He may have been sympathising with old age there. That's a good tackle. I don't think he tripped him.
Dill tripped himself.
Okay, the ball back there towards centre half back. English backing up well. Carlton, as Bob said, looking a lot better now. Down it goes. Punched out by Mew. Coming in to meet it now is Russell. Overruns the ball. Kicked off the ground by McClure. Back to Tuck. Tuck with a good hand pass to Russell. Over to Wallace. He's gone. Down he goes. And Carlton starting to tackle better now as there's a scrimmage around about that centre half forward position. And the umpire will ball it up. I must agree, Bob, they're looking a lot better. Of course, the difference only 22 points now.
Nothing at all, Lou.
If Carlton get a goal just before half-time. That'll make the world of difference when they come out in the second half. Madden dominating the ruck. Number 44 against Deere. Knocked out by McClure. Glasgow gets a hurried kick. It'll be a free kick to Madden. He's right on the edge of the square. That's about 65 metres out from goal. I think it'll be too far for this big fella to kick a goal from there. And of course, he's going for the long kick right into the goal square. McClure flies. Two Carlton players fought each other that time and through for 1 point. So the difference 21 points. 4 goals, 11-35 Carlton. To Hawthorn, 8 goals, 8-56, and the Blues are looking a lot better now. They're certainly starting to make a game. We'll wait for Chris Mew to bring the ball back into place. He goes out there towards that half back line and a good mark to Langford. He's had Kernahan well covered all day. He's had no influence at all. The ex-Crow into a short pass. It's okay and marked there by E. He's on the half back line. The kick by Ed. Punched away by Reece Jones. Not a bad one on McClure. Over it goes to Harms. He's in trouble. He gets the ball back to Glasgow. Kicks it back. And Kernahan's got it from 50 metres out. Creeping over the mark that time was Rodney Ed, the umpire, bringing him back. Now Kernahan could kick this distance. So we see Hunter making a lead there, but that's ignored. There's the siren. There's the kick on its way. It won't make the distance. And the scores are here at half-time. We see Hawthorn in front, 8 goals, 8-56 to Carlton, 4 goals, 11-35. Well, Dool looking very worried, and so he should be, because even though Dunstall's only kicked 1 goal, he's had plenty of trouble trying to hold the young fella. A much better performance by Carlton towards the second half of that quarter. Hawthorn starved, no doubt. Buckenara kicking 4 goals, not forgetting a few other players. I think the most impressive thing about Hawthorn play is the fact they've tackled so hard and they've had all the Carlton stars covered. And when you start doing that for Carlton, you block their stars. You find that they're in plenty of trouble. They did bounce back, as Bobby Skilton did predict, and looking a better side to come into this second half.
21 points the difference at half-time, 8-8-56 to 4-11-35. In that quarter, they kicked 3-6 to 3-2 to make up 4 points, and now trail by 21 points. For Hawthorn, Buckenara has 4, Dunstall 2, singles to Brereton and Curran, to Carlton, Meldrum 2, and 1 to Reece Jones and 1 to Glasgow. Bob Skilton, your summary of the first half.
I think the fact that there's 16 scoring shots to 15 is indicative of the way the play has gone. Pete, in general play, Carlton came right back into the game in that quarter, and as we watch some of the highlights, a beautiful goal by Jason Dunstall, and Dunstall has kicked 2 goals against Dool. Buckenara with 4, and it's been a good effort by the Hawthorn forwards. But at the other end of the ground, Carlton have struggled, but they've had plenty of chances. They have got the ball down there on numerous occasions. Kernahan almost took a couple of marks, but just didn't quite hold them long enough. Mew has done a good job tapping the ball away from Hunter, but on that occasion we saw Glasgow roving beautifully and come through and put it through for a goal. And I did have the feeling as the longer that quarter progressed, the better Carlton were playing. Their back line had tightened. English had gotten on top of Platten and was continually taking the ball away. And although Wallace was doing well in the centre, I did feel that Carlton were having the better of the play. Madden well on top in the ruck. Greg Deere not playing anywhere near as well as he has so far. And here we see a great throw by Madden across to Meldrum, and it was an excellent flick pass, whatever you want to call it, as we see now the Hawthorn dressing rooms, and they'd be a little bit tired, they'd be a little bit worried about the fact that they didn't go on with the game as well as they might in the second quarter. With a 25-point lead at quarter time and 21 points now, I think they'd probably be reasonably happy, but Carlton had plenty of opportunities but did not capitalise on the opportunities that they could have had.
All right, well, there it is, the half-time score, 8-8-56 Hawthorn, but Carlton coming back 4-11-35 to trail by only 21 points as we take a break. And we'll be back with the spectacular half-time entertainment in just a moment.
And we welcome you back to the MCG. About to get underway is the Big Game Spectacular, featuring 1,000 performers and crew, 200 gymnasts and trampolinists, 500 aerobic dancers, 100 dancers, 100 students, and a crew of 150.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foster's Lager proudly presents the 1986 Foster's VFL Grand Final Spectacular.
Southern Cross, the land of the Southern Cross. There's a beer in the land of the Southern Cross. Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taking it all around the world.
And that is the largest Australian flag ever made. It took 250 hours and measures 50 metres by 25 metres.
Welcome.
We've got more than 1,000 dancers on the ground at the moment.
From New York to Rio and old London town, but no matter how far or wide I roam, I still come straight home.
enormous Australian flag and more than 1,000 performers leaving the MCG, and a standing ovation for the big game spectacular. And what a big game it is. We'll be back with the second half of all the action in just a moment.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground as we pan from the city centre, the Arts Centre, back to the MCG itself, which is jam-packed. Likewise, the car park here this afternoon. Statistics to half-time as we check on them now with comment from triple Brownlow medalist Bob Scott.
Hawthorn having had more kicks, an advantage of 21 there, 3 more marks, 2 more free kicks to Carlton, 15 to 13. Hawthorn having more handballs in the second term and having an advantage of 2 there. Hit-outs, Justin Madden well on top there, 24 to 10. Shots at goal, 16 apiece. And I did have the feeling that the Carlton had steadied in the latter stages of that second term. And I think that if Hawthorn want to maintain that ascendancy, they must put a couple of quick ones on the board, because I have the feeling that if Carlton were to kick that first goal, their confidence would soar and they would be right back into things. In the semi-final 2 weeks ago, Terry Wallace struggled a little bit, but today, with 15 possessions to half-time, it's been a typical Terry Wallace performance, and he's well on top in the centre. His opponent, Blackwell, did cop a heavy one, but it matters not. Peter Swab has done a great job so far against Wayne Johnston. Johnston, a dominating player in the second semi-final, but Swab with the 10 possessions so far. Gary Buckenham, 11 possessions, but more important, of that 11 possessions, 4 goals, 2 on the board. And Gary Buckenham, a very damaging player. And Robert D. Pietamenico on the wing, 12 possessions, and he has shown tremendous form. A little bit quieter. His possessions in the second term were not quite as effective as during the first quarter, and in fact Carlton's disposal overall improved, whereas Hawthorn's fell away. Paul Meldrum improved in the second term, 2 excellent goals, and he's got 8 possessions with 5 kicks and 3 handballs so far. Meldrum very dangerous. David Glascott likewise, he kicked an excellent goal at a time when Carlton needed a lift. It was David Glascott who took that ball off the hands of the pack, and of his 10 possessions has kicked 1 goal too. Justin Madden, an excellent ruck player. 21 hit-outs, 4 kicks and 3 handballs. 1 of them resulted in a goal from Paul Meldrum, and Justin Madden, a very dangerous player. Dorotich, I thought, steadied in that second term, and he was well down against Brereton, but Dorotich came back, and 1 clearing dash down the wing, I thought, was the sort of thing that does lift the side. I do believe that the first 5 minutes of this game in this third term, very vital.
Well, Peter Donegan and Peter McKenna may agree. Gentlemen, downstairs.
Yes, Pete. Well, Peter McKenna, can Carlton come back?
Well, this is the quarter that'll make or break the game, because Carlton have to be with them, Pete, at 3-quarter time. If they're not with them, if Hawthorn have got this break, I don't think they can beat them.
The bounce of the ball about to take place, but some fascinating duels out there.
Well, some marvellous duels going on, but Carlton have to get a lot more out of their forwards. Curtahan, McClure, Hunter, etc. The ball's being belted up there. They showed a bit in that quarter, but that Hawthorn defence is very tough, and the tackling of Hawthorn has been very, very strong.
All right, Pete, the championship quarter of the grand final coming up. Back to Peter Landy in the commentary box.
Thank you, Peter. Just about set for the third term by John Russo, having a good look around. Third quarter of the 86 grand final between Hawthorn and Carlton. Hawthorn leading by 21 points, but Carlton outscored them in the second quarter. Knocked down by Hawthorn's Deer to Rodney Eade. It's a high kick, and I don't think Eade was too happy with that. And an easy mark taken by Wayne Harms in front of Russell Green. Eade shook his head when the ball left his boot. Good smother, or attempted smother by Russo. Sees the ball into the arms of Loveridge, up to half forward. Dorotich taps it further forward for Bradley. Oh, beautiful intercept from Eade, and then he kicks it off the ground into the goal square. Dunstall gets there. Here's the one that Hawthorn needed. He can put it through, and he has. Great play by Rodney Eade, and that brings up Hawthorn's 9th goal. 9-8-62 to 4-11-35.
Well, that's the one they wanted, Bob. Hawthorn.
Listen, Rodney Eade, who did a great job in the first half. His job, as we watch on replay, Jason Dunstall, first on the scene, and he kicks it beautifully. And here again is Rodney Eade putting the ball forward. He took the ball out of the centre in the first place. but by having a word to Wayne Johnston now. And Rodney Eade did a magnificent job in the first half against Craig Bradley, and he looks like he's carried it on in this quarter.
Peter Cameron having quite a few words to say, so a little bit of time on being added here. Of course, until the ball is bounced, the clock is stopped. Still talking. Carlton supporters not happy. Just over 1 3/4 minutes have gone in the third term. Russo sharking Madden's hit-outs, as he has done quite a lot today. Up to half-forward, Buckenara in front of Dean.
He's got Dean on him now, not Mutley, Pete.
Yes, they had him on late in the second quarter, I thought, Bob.
And they swapped back again after that.
So Buckenara, who's kicked 4, towering punt kick into the goal square. And it's knocked through for a point, or is it out of bounds? It's out of bounds, Hawthorn's right forward pocket.
Out of bounds in that forward pocket, right against the point post. 35 plays, 62 in favour of Hawthorn. Grabbed by Curran, tries to spin it to the pack, run into Dorridge. Dorridge knocks the ball out. He was grabbed when he didn't have it. And Dorridge will take the free kick. Carlton need a goal here quickly to get them.
Penalise the side, though.
Didn't it?
Well, they were away and running, weren't they? Dorridge drives the ball out to the centre wing position, but no one there for Hawthorn. Melbourne comes in, but he's smothered. In goes Kernahan, copped Loveridge a bit high, but the umpire didn't think it was a free kick, so it'll be a ball up towards the centre wing position. So the difference now, what, 27 points, Pete, is it?
Yes, Luke.
That's a good start for Hawthorn. Knocked out by Madden over to Ayres. Ayres gets the ball back to Buckenara. He's a dangerous player down there. He's already kicked 4 goals. But he could easily kick one from here. He's about 45 metres out from goal. Played a brilliant game today, this fellow. Ex-Western Australia. Given a short pass there to Brereton, who is in a better position, but about the same distance out. I would have trusted Buckenara having a shot, Pete, rather than Brereton. But let's see what Brereton can do with it. He's a pretty good kick just the same.
Oh, there's a fight on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a box on down there between Evans and Loveridge, Russo. Running on Brereton. And that was a very vital goal kicked by Hawthorn. Within 2 minutes of the start of this third quarter, there's the kick on its way, and look at this one go, and what a goal! Well, that's making it look tough for Carlton now. So it's 10 goals, 868 Hawthorn. Carlton are up 4 goals, 11-35.
Excellent play by Hawthorn. They were really teaming well together, and what a beautiful kick from just short of the 50-metre mark. Dermot Brereton right through the centre.
Brereton's second goal, and Hawthorn's second this quarter. 4 1/4 minutes have gone in the third term. Madden thumps it down again. This time Arms had it and then lost it. Russo again sharks up the mark, taken at centre field by Curran. Onto Green. Buckenara again, no mark this time. Motley caught. Buckenara spins out, got a kick at it, smothered by Alvin. Platten can't take it. Alvin grabbed with not in possession, I would have thought.
You see, well, right there, Pete. I think Russo missed that one. There was no doubt that Alvin was grabbed.
Bertie Di was in a bit of trouble there. Got one on the hand, I think. Trainer's come out to him now. Or did he get one in the eye? He looks a little sore, whichever way it goes. English has his kick smothered on this occasion. There was a fresh air shot. Alvin doesn't get a good bounce. Russo off the ground. Oh, good tackle on Motley. Harms intercepts well. Will get clear of Green over the head of Evans. He should be able to get clear of Greg Deere. Oh, good tackle by the big fellow. That was well done. I'm sure Jeans would be very happy with that.
It was a great tackle.
Carlton getting very frustrated too. That's not a good sign.
My apologies to Greg Deere, who contests this ruck duel with Madden. Madden's won most of them today. Bradley. Alvin, oh, look at Dipper's eye. It's bleeding profusely, the right one, I think. Might be able to get a shot in a minute. And a good mark taken by Langford. Langford to centre wing. Russo. Over the half-forward line. Loose ball. Gone down there for Hawthorn by Dunstall. And it's over the boundary line in front of Buckenara. It will be thrown into the 50-metre line. And Dipper might be coming off the ground, is he?
I wouldn't think so, Pete.
Probably have to drag him off. Madden in front again. Palms it beautifully down to Motley. Knocked away from Kernahan by Abbott. Chance for Green. He gets there first. Intercepting the hand passes. Eade. Or Carlton, though, and the mark taken by English.
33 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. English drives the ball back to wing position. Punched out that time by Hawthorn. That was Ablett getting out. The umpire's no, he's not going to call play.
We had bowler whistle beforehand, though.
Yeah, we're going to ball it up. It'll be a ball up on the centre wing position.
The whistle had gone well before the ball had come out.
So it's a ball up on that centre wing position with Hawthorn 33 points in front. Knocked out by Madden, but once again it goes to Tuck, picked up by Eade, who's played a slashing game here today. Missing the ball that time was Karen Alvin, and DP Domenico having a great battle. It's Alvin coming in. He's done pretty well today since quarter time. But the kicker's not too good. Smothered by Deer, picked up by Kernahan. Couldn't get clear. He's had a quiet day too as the ball goes back there. And Wallace once again gets a hurried kick to flatten. But it's a fumble and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. Wallace playing a superb game in the centre, number 16 for Hawthorn.
McKenzie warming up on the boundary line, number 45.
Well, they want someone out there to take a mark down there on that forward line. They've got no one down there at all. Knocked on by Swap. Swap clear. Swap's kick is over the half-forward line. In front is Dorridge. Tapped on by Brown. There's DP Domenico going for a run. He's collared on the shoulder.
Too high.
Too high against Alvin, but he collared him in his stretch, but he couldn't get the free kick.
Well, if you watch it on replay, he did tackle him too high. And here it is now. There's no doubt in the world the tackle was too high.
It's deep.
Bradley off and Robertson on for Carlton.
Well, Bradley's had a very ordinary day today. And so is his other Crowe to make. Look at that eye of DP Domenico's. Kernahan hasn't played much better either. So DP Domenico from about 50 metres out. Let's see whether the 1986 Brownlow medalist can kick this goal. He's going to have a shot. He's pretty confident. But he's hooked it up there towards Broden. Tapped on by Dunstall, backing up as Motley grabs it on the boundary line, falls over, still going out, and can't pick it up, and well smothered by Dunstall. Platten goes over the line. It's finally cleared out that time by Dool. Now kicked off the ground by Bernie Evans. And there's a mark to Black. I think that knock that he got early in the game stunned him, but he's been out of, hasn't been in the picture very much. Over it goes now to Glasgow, showing pace. He's grabbed, oh, they're tackling beautiful. That was a good one by Loveridge. And Swab's hurt, he's got one on the knee, but he got it out to Loveridge. Okay, out it comes to Ayres. Ayres out there on that half-back line, looking for a lead. But Hawthorn playing the strong football of Browden, getting away from Dorridge, takes a good mark, and then copped a pretty heavy bump from DP Domenico. 60 metres out, 65 metres out, goes for a short pass. McNamara taps it in beautifully, but the umpire ruled it's out of bounds.
Oh, gee, that was pretty close.
So it's out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Hawthorn goal as we approach the 9.5-minute mark of this third quarter. 35 plays, 68 in favour of the Hawks. And they're starting to look very good for this 1986 flag. Carlton have got to do a few drastic moves out there to try and lift their team because they're playing poorly. Then again, we're taking credit away from Hawthorn. They're doing a superb job here as Deer smothers the ball, gets it back to Curran. Glaskett's there with him. And the umpire will ball it up right on the 50-metre attacking line for Hawthorn.
So George Stone having a few more words to DP Domenico as Bradley is spoken to on the bench. He's got an injured hand or whatever. Madden wins that one again. Glasgow is well caught by Gary Ayres. Down goes Rhys Jones, and once again a stalemate. According to the umpire, it's going to be a bounce at Hawthorn's right half-forward flank. Madden and Deer. On by Deer that time. It's picked up by Dean. Dean's kick to centre wing. Johnston was the flyer. Ball beats Hunter over the boundary line in front of Chris Mew. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in again. 10 3/4 minutes gone, third quarter, 86 grand final. Madden with Deer. Hit Madden on the head. Loveridge grabbed well by Meldrum. Schwab dives on top of it for Hawthorn. Good soccer tactics by Meldrum. Gets clear. Ayres has got him, has he? Holding the ball, dropping the ball. No, good tackle by Hawthorn. Eade copped the ripper. Advantage rule played. Loveridge plays on because umpire Cameron had played a free kick. Dunstall in. Oh, yes, well spoken. Good talking by the Hawks, Lou.
Well, actually, Dill stopped it, Bob. I don't know why.
Might have been the old let it go trick, was it?
Well, I think the kindness of Bruce Dill, Lou, very, very fair player right throughout. And grand finals or not, Bruce Dill doesn't alter his game.
Bruce Dill's 359th league game. Dunstall's kick is off target, or is it coming around? It might be a goal. It's a goal.
No matter how you plan to score.
Picked up by Evans, but the mark is taken by Abbott. It was a play-on goal. Knocked away by Dorotich from Motley. Now he has played it, actually. Motley's mark at half-back in pursuit. Brereton, he's gone out wide. Dipper puts in the body well. It rebounds to Alvin, who also goes down. Robertson and Dippy Domenico wrestle. Alvin comes out with the ball. Wallace on centre wing.
Good play by Dippy Domenico. He put pressure on him.
Yes, otherwise he would have taken a certain mark. Wallace's kick to Brereton. Alvin and Dorotich might be content to see it over the line. They do. It's a boundary throw.
Well, Carlton fumbling badly, not playing with any confidence at all, and of course it's the strong tackling of Hawthorn that's put him off balance just about all day, except for about 10 minutes into that second quarter. Ball back into play again, knocked out by Madden. Oh, we see Evans caught in the face, and Bernie Evans will take the free kick on the 50-metre defence line. But Carlton, I think, have only had the ball over their half-forward line twice this quarter. Up goes Blackwell, couldn't hold the mark. That's been their form for quite some time. Johnson in trouble. Finally gets a hurried kick back, looking for Madden, and the big fella's grabbed a mark out there in the centre wing position. A hand pass to Johnson. And they get the ball over their half-forward line. Coming out now is Hunter, but good play on the part of New. Knocked it out. Bernie Evans cops one from Russo. Couldn't get clear. Out to Meldrum. They're smothered and they can't get out of these packs. Carlton, they've got no hope. Russo got one in the face. But the umpire will ball it up.
Right, he did get one in the face.
Certainly did. But the tackling of Hawthorn is really ferocious, Bob.
They sort of tuck dive on the ball, and then they kick it off the ground. They've been tremendous, and you can't underrate the game of Rodney Eade either, Lou.
Certainly played a great game. Back it goes to Swab. Platten is the last one to kick the ball back over the centre line. Dean goes for the mark, couldn't hold it. Curran won't give in. That's the form of Hawthorn today. They're really worked up as we see Green go for a hand pass, but it's intercepted. And the ball driven back there by Carlton over their half-forward line. Punched out again by Langford. Swab taps it over now to Weed. It comes back to Johnson in plenty of trouble. Finally over to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's kick is not a good one. A chance for Kernahan. Didn't go after the ball. Picked up by Ablett out wide. And there's Bertie DiPietromenico going after it. He couldn't pick that one. It's Alvin coming out of the pack. Showing a lot of pace over to Blackwell. DiPietromenico nearly grabbed him. A shot at goal, but it's off target. And through for 1 point. That's their first score for the quarter.
Good pressure by DiPietromenico there, and he might have got a cramp.
11 goals, 874 Hawthorn. Looking really good to Carlton. 4 goals, 12-36 into this third quarter of the 1986 grand final by just on 15 minutes. Wait now for the ball to come back into play by Mew. Drives it out there towards the half-back. Well, that's Platten going up high.
Play on.
Trying to claim the mark as Reece Jones, but he finally gets his kick over the half-forward line. Pushed out by Mew. He's had Hunter well covered today to Loveridge from Swab. Back it goes to Rodney, and he's played a superb game. He hasn't put a foot wrong all day, that fella, Bob.
He's played an excellent game, Lou. He put Bradley right out of business before he was taken off the ground. And once more, he's got kicks himself.
Boundary throw in at the 50-metre line. Carlton's forward pocket, forward flank. It's Reece Jones trying to get clear. Finally gets boot to Glascott. Johnston sidesteps. Mew. Here's a chance for Meldrum or Blackwell. And it's rushed through for 1 point, or is it out of bounds? Might be out of bounds. It is, and so a throw in. Left forward pocket for Carlton as we approach the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. Robert Walls, the Carlton Brains Trust. Tuck fumbles. Evans. Eade again.
21 possessions to Eade, Pete.
Looks for DiPietromenico out there with Alvin. Alvin beats him for it. Now Dipper's into his back. It's just about out of bounds. Again, DiPietromenico applying the pressure. It's a boundary throw-in, applauded by Russell Green, the efforts of Hawthorn's number 9 player.
They've had a great deal, those two, just the same, Bob.
Alvin's done a good job too, Lou. They've both been fine players.
Yes, Timmy Alvin's done well. So too is English for Carlton. Madden wins this one hard. It's the front runner. Green just about has him. Picked up by Langford at the 50-metre defence line for Hawthorn. Langford around the boundary, looking for DiPietromenico, and he's almost got the mark. Alvin caught by Platten. Glasgow. Runs into Platt. Out of bounds. So still on the centre wing and a boundary throw it again to follow.
Hawthorn just won't let up. They go right after him all the time, Pete.
Deer with will knock back to Schwab, who has his kick partly smothered. It's into the centre field area, knocked down by Ayres. He might be able to pick it up himself. Good tap on, onto Russo. Boots the ball quickly. It's a play on call, won't be a mark because it was touched. Good umpiring. Curran over to Ayres. Ayres goes long. Dorotic in front. Brereton can't get clear. Well played, Dorotic. Out comes Dunstall with a snapshot. Might be through. It's a goal.
Hey, go. Brian needs a hand.
Hunter as they go now as the ball driven up there towards the forward pocket. Going after is Mackenzie in plenty of trouble. A good hand pass to Blackwell. Has a running shot at goal. But it's off target. It's through for another point, so they can't score a goal. They haven't scored one for the quarter. 4 goals, 13-37 Carlton. Hawthorn, 12 goals, 880. And by golly, they're looking good, Bob Hawthorn, aren't they? Their tackling has been superb here today, and they're backing up, and they've put the Carlton Stars out of business.
Real finals football.
This goes to show you go about your merry way. Carlton played a fortune for their play, but Hawthorn still battling away, and you see Melbourne take a mark from about 45 metres out. Boy, do they need a goal.
Kick 2 already, Melbourne.
Well, they're not out of it yet, but their chances are gradually fading, Peter. We wait now for Melbourne from about 45 metres out. And that might be all right. It's a goal. And that's the first for the quarter for Carlton. That's Melbourne's third goal. So it's Hawthorn 12 goals, 880 to Carlton 5 goals, 13-43. Still a difference of what, 37 points.
On replay, we see Meldon having no trouble there. And then an excellent kick by Meldon. And each time that Carlton have needed a goal, it's been Meldon who's put the one on the board. Johnson limping around there, and his opponent Swab has done an excellent job too.
He's had him covered pretty well. The giving off the ground pretty quick as the ball knocked on by Madden over to Harms. Let's hope he can do a bit of difference since going on the ball. A hurried kick by Deer out towards Glasgow. Grabbed the mark. And a big chance for Carlton to go deep into attack. He's gone wide looking for Blackwell. He couldn't hold that pressure from Wallace, but he's clear. Looking for a pass to Elvin. Chips in. Harms got one on the top of the head. The umpire didn't worry about that. Now he'll play a free kick and listen to the crowd go mad when Hawthorn get this one.
Looking like a fair bump.
I thought he got Harms. Well, that was in the back, no doubt about that.
As you called it, Lou, I thought it was a free kick to Wayne Harms.
It looked fairly obvious from our vantage point.
Oh, hit him right in the head.
Did look like it.
Ball back out there towards the wing position. They all missed that, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing. Let's go down to Peter Donegan now, a man on the ground for a report on Craig Bradley.
Yes, Louis. Well, Craig was sitting on the bench for a while. They've taken him into the rooms. When he came off, his right hand was bandaged and very swollen, and obviously they're taking a look at that.
Gary Ayres taking an excellent mark and has made the big difference against Reece Jones in this game.
Ayres at centre field.
Hunter and Mew having an argument behind play.
Dunstall and Dool. Now 3 Hawthorn players are there. A couple should do the shepherding for Russo. Russo's gone high. Who have Hawthorn got there? Curran couldn't take it. English.
Tried hard all day.
I think he's just about been their best player with Tommy Elvin. And of course Madden's done excellent work on the ruck. Dippy to Medico to Platten. He'll have to kick this quickly. From the boundary line. Reece Jones, well played. It hits it straight to Curran, who gets dispossessed very quickly. Meldrum, good tackle on him by Dunstall. Ball booted up to Ayres, and Ayres takes the mark at half forward, decides to play on from the 50-metre line. He gets flattened. It might be a goal. He'll get another kick. I think he's goal. Goal umpire checking with the field umpire. And it is a goal.
In today's high-tech world, tyre fitting is more than just a job. At Bob Jane T-Marts, it's a highly skilled trade.
Let's go back into the centre. Hawthorn leading now 86-43, so a difference of 43 points as Reece Jones tries to crash through. Umpire Peter Cameron has decided it will be a bounce and comes into talk for a couple of players. Tommy Elvin, Dipper, the name just...
Dipper's DP Domenico limping pretty badly there too, Pete, in the centre of the ground.
He is. Well, Wayne Johnston was a short time ago. So, a few sore players.
Well, Hawthorn still have a user interchange. That's Morris and Kennedy.
They're on the boundary line at the moment. Glasgow wins it, but hit it straight to Abbott. Abbott's kick is up towards half forward. Dorotich and Brereton. Buckenau has been a little bit quieter this quarter. And Carlton get clear through Robertson. Now towards the left half forward flank. Schwab fumbles out of bounds.
Out of bounds about 80 metres around from the Carlton goal. They've only kicked one for the quarter. That must seem as though it's about 48 miles away from their goal. Waiting there for the umpire to bring the ball back into play. Knocked out that time by Langford coming over the top of the back of the pack. Platten kicks it off the ground. There's a chance now for Reed, but it beats him. He's been a fine player today. Notice that Ayres went down behind play there too, Bob.
We just pushed Luke.
McClure warming up to come back on.
Bradley coming out from in the rooms, Pete.
Waiting now for the ball back into play. Neither ruckman got control. That English gets a hurried kick, but intercepted by Ayres. And what a game that fella's played today as it goes out there towards DP Domenico. Doherty, but DP Domenico grabbed him. Going after it now was Alvin on the boundary line. He put it out of bounds before he punched it. The umpire will throw it in. Johnson going off the ground, limping pretty badly. And DP Domenico coming off the ground too.
He doesn't want to.
No, he won't come up. He's still on there. Loveridge got the ball now. Hawthorn, the more desperate side, up towards Dunstall. Punched away by Dill. Buckenara comes in, taps it over now to Russo. A running shot at goal, and that's good. Well, they're really choosing now the Hawks, and they're looking good, and are they happy? So they should be then. 14 goals, 92 to Hawthorn. To Carlton looking pretty sick. 5 goals, 13-43. Morris coming under the ground. Now they're interchanged.
Love obsessive in time.
For 14-8-92, Hawthorn to Carlton, 5 goals, 13-43. The centre bounce again. And Carlton have only scored 1 goal for the quarter.
Swab off Kennedy on.
Swab off the ground, and that shows a sign of confidence. They're moving him around a bit now, Hawthorn, as Wallace goes after it. Did he get one in the back from Blackwell? The umpire said no. They've been very consistent today, the umpires. You couldn't growl about that. It's Blackwell out there on the centre wing position, going for a pass, looking for Kernham, but he's been swamped today. Well played by him as he knocks the ball back out there to Langford. But that kick is marked out there by Carlton's Glasgow. Dean, I should say.
Dean from centre wing up to half forward. Mark taken by Madden. Beautiful hand pass to Hunter. Hunter has to get clear. He's flattened into the goal square, and Kennedy comes out to see the ball safely over the line. 26.5 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Looking a pretty
Wayne Johnson has a rather large ice pack, and Dipper looks as though he's gone 4 rounds with Joe Frazier. Hunter tries to crash through. Chance for Kernaghan. Hunter again, tackled by Tuck. Abbott around McClure, not quite. And again, smothered by Kernaghan. Rhys Jones gets the hand pass out. Langford, McKenzie, Glasgow, smothered again. Eade, hit by Evans. And it's going to be a bounce, yes, in Carlton's full forward position.
And once again, the smothered off the boot, and there's DP Domenico. It looks like a crook ankle with the ice pack on the ankle.
So bounce, only 20 yards or 20 metres from the Carlton goal. Knocked down to Evans, a snapshot at goal. Is through. That's what they needed. The Carlton still fighting, and the Blues bring up their 6th goal. 6-13-49 to 14-8-92.
That's a nice piece of rabbing by Bernie Evans, but we haven't seen a great deal of Evans today. But on replay now, we see from the bounce, Kernaghan gets the tap down. Evans reading it beautifully, and a very nice snap from a different angle, from behind the goals, and still the same score.
28 minutes have gone. 43 points in favour of Hawthorn. Madden and Deer, won by Madden, picked up by Harms, but the ball was knocked out of his hands pretty quickly. Curran and Russo combined well for Hawthorn. Russo's kick up to Buckenara. Has he got the mark? No. Dunstall grabbed by Motley. Buckenara, or thrown at the Platten. Platten has a right foot snapshot. Underneath it is Brereton. Good play by Dorotich. Brereton recovers the Krieger and goals! Well, I thought it was out of bounds.
points. I thought Dorotich had done a good job. Brereton's third, 15-8, 98 to 6-13, 49.
But Dorotich stopped Brereton played on. That's the out of being a star footballer, Bob.
I think that's the difference. Lou have summed it up as Buckenara takes it. Buckenara, the nice little hand pass out to Platten. Platten then snaps towards goal. And we'll watch. Doherty does a good job to punch it away, but then he did stop. Probably not so much stop, but didn't know where the ball was. From a different angle. The snap, back in the centre.
Centre bounce again. Deer grabbed that one. He's showing a bit more confidence now. Over to Glasgow out there at half-back. Brereton's after him. He gets away from him. Drives the ball out wide, looking for Hunter and found him. But kicks have been scarce for Kenny out of the West Australian champ. He's only had about 5 possessions so far. Kerner, Matt couldn't hold that. Mackenzie's grabbed 3 Hawks there, backing up well together. Have it over to Langford. Langford out wide looking for Brereton. He's attacked that time by Dorrit, but still gets a hand pass back. Coming in to meet it is Dean. He's got it. Back it goes to Kennedy. Scoots around Dorrit. A hand pass coming over now to Brereton.
He just got back from over the fence.
He got over the fence. I think he likes doing a bit of show business stuff. Out to English. It's driven up there by Carlton again over their half forward line. In comes Abbott now again. Drives the ball back towards Brereton. Tapped it on. Should have marked that. Robertson missed it completely. Tapped on by Ayres over to Green. A running shot at goal. But he's off target and through for 1 point. But they're doing all the attacking and they're certainly the most aggressive side. There's Brereton going over the fence. I think he helped himself over there. He wanted to do a bit of acting, I would say.
One of the keen Fosters,
could have. Picked up by Dean and a bit of trouble trying to get clear. Finally does, goes for a short pass looking for Melbourne, but Tuck's got him pretty well covered. Goes for a tap on, but it beats him and the ball
Free
is
kick,
out of
holding the man. Melbourne doesn't realise it.
No, Melbourne didn't think it was a free kick, but he's got one. And there's the siren to end the third quarter. And Hawthorn in a very good position for this 1986 grand final. 15-9, 99 Hawthorn to Carlton, 6 goals, 13-49. Well, Hawthorn got those first 2 goals within about 2 minutes of the start of the third quarter. And of course, we've had over 101,000 here today, which is a great crowd to see Hawthorn really put Carlton out of business. But the most impressive part about Hawthorn today was the team effort, plus the aggressiveness of the side and their tackling. They've really put Carlton off balance. Carlton superstars, their imports, have hardly been sighted. Bradley's been missing, and he's not the only one, Pete.
No, though he certainly isn't. They have been down, very much down on their performance in the second semi. We'll take a break, 99-49.
And on a fantastic tale. Splash.
She's a fish. Australia today holding 101,861 fans for the 1986 VFL Grand Final. And they've seen Hawthorn play 3/4 of excellent football, 1 quarter to go to decide the flag and the Premiership Cup for the season. In that quarter, Hawthorn added 7 goals to Carlton's 2 goals to. But I'm sure that Hawthorn remember what Essendon did to them in 1984 when Hawthorn led by 4 goals at the start of the final quarter and then lost the match. For Hawthorn, the major goal kickers have been Buckenara 4, Dunstall 5 and Brereton 3. For Carlton, Meldrum has kicked 3 goals and singles to Evans, Rhys Jones and Glasgow.
The 1986 Victorian Football League Premiership season is proudly sponsored by Carlton, brewers of Foster's Lager.
And welcome back to the MCG. Bob Skelton, your thoughts on the third quarter?
Well, I think not just the third quarter, but the whole game so far. The moves that Hawthorn have made with the selection of players to pick up the danger players in the Carlton side. Wayne Johnston cut them to pieces in the second semi. Peter Swab has done a magnificent job against him today. Kenny Hunter always dangerous, but he's been held in close check by Chris Mew. Stephen Kernahan at centre half forward in the first half was well held there by Chris Langford, and in the third quarter Langford and Abbott swapped. Abbott had already done a great job against McClure. They swapped. Abbott continued and in fact played a tremendous game in that third term against Kernahan. And then we look at Rhys Jones, who was best man on the ground on the wing in the second semi-final. He's been put out of business by Gary Ayres, and the same applied to Craig Bradley. On his opponent has been Rodney Eade, and he has done the damage. Michael Tuck has been on Melbourne, give Melbourne the edge there, whereas the Carlton defence was right on top in the second semi-final. This time we see Gary Buckenara with 4 goals, Jason Dunstall 5 goals against Bruce Dool, Dermot Brereton 3 goals from centre-half forward. And those key forwards, they've done exactly the job that one would expect to be done. Looking at the stats, 36 more kicks to Hawthorn, 5 more marks, 3 kicks, 1 in favour of Carlton, handballs fairly even, 1 in favour of Carlton, hit out still well in favour of Justin Madden, but Greg Deer's game really improved in that quarter. Shots at goal, 20 to 24.
Thank you, Bob Skilton, and OTC carrying the game live to the Wolves by satellite. Started the final quarter of the 1986 VFL Grand Final from the MCG. Hawthorn leading by 50 points. But of course in the 84 Grand Final they were overrun by Essendon in the final quarter. Wallace up to half forward. 2 Hawthorn players collide. Buckenara and Brereton. It's left for Dorotich, who gives Kennedy one for his
against Dorotich.
That was pretty foolish play, because Carlton had the run of the ball and John Kennedy will get his first kick.
That's not really what you call football toughness.
It certainly isn't. I'll tell you what, Pete, it's a nice feeling to go into the last quarter 50 points in front.
It's a handy lead,
I'd reckon.
Kennedy, who's missed a month through injury, not a long kick, tries to find Dunstall off his hands. And neither he nor Buckenara can get there before the ball beats both of them over the boundary line. Peter Donegan on the boundary line has some news on injuries, and there have been a few of them, Pete.
Yes, there certainly have to both teams. Peter, Wayne Johnston has what looks like a very bad cork thigh, and there's no chance of him coming back on. I wouldn't say he can hardly walk. Bertie Domenico got a kick on the ankle. They've iced it. He's had 2 stitches in his eye, but if they need him, they'll need a Sherman tank to stop him from coming back onto the ground.
Great mark to Wallace in front of Blackwell. Wallace a short pass to centre wing, and the mark is taken by Abbott, Deer. The big guy's over. Gets it back to Ayres and turn to Loveridge. And it's out of bounds. The walking wounded.
Swab and D.P. Domenico having a chat.
Madden and Deer. Madden again gets the tap out, but not a decisive one. Rhys Jones, short kick. McKenzie marks, has to play on. McKenzie up towards McClure. Langford at the back. Hunter. Out of bounds in Carlton's left forward pocket. 1 3/4 minutes into the final term. Blues need some goals quickly. 39 is Abbott, 4 is Kernahan. On to Hunter. Hunter's left foot snapshot is going pretty close. Russo gets backup support from Rodney Eade, and the Hawks are able to run the ball out of defence.
And Rodney Eade's played a superb game here today. Goes for a short pass. It's okay, and it's marked by Russell Green, the Hawthorn vice-captain.
Back in some good form today too.
Over to Tuck. And they're doing as they like now as Abbott picks the hand pass from Tuck. Madden's got the mark. Well, he's battled pretty hard, Bob.
He has.
Knocked the ball out, but not always to a man, but still he's in there trying. The kick by Motley is out wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. That'll be a penalty free kick going out there to Ayres. In my opinion, just about the best player on the ground. Short pass. Buckenara's got it. What a game he played out there with half forward too. He's kicked how many goals up to this stage? 4 goals up to this stage of the match. A little bit hesitant that time. Decides to go for the long kick into the goal square. Brereton at the back, punched out by Dool. And through for 1 point. Of course, Bruce Dool playing his last match today has had his hands full with Dunstall because Dunstall's kicked 5 goals up to this stage of the game, Bob.
Yes, he certainly has, Lou.
Waiting now for Dool to bring the ball back into play. Over the 50-metre defence line. Punched out by Deer. Back it goes there to Green. Picked up by Rhys Jones. Grabbed by Platt. Couldn't get clear. That's Madden to get him out of the trouble there to drive the ball back there towards Hunter, but he's not having much luck today. Muse had him well covered and cleared beautifully back towards that half-forward line, but that's Robertson grabbed again. That's been Hawthorn. The tackling been superb. And finally it comes out wide to Tommy Alvin, and Alvin's got him on the centre wing position. We're approaching the 4-minute mark. There's a hand pass to Glasgow, back to Alvin again. He has to get a hurried kick down there towards the forward pocket. McClure comes out, but Langford's well on top of him here. Back to Kernahan, who's had a dirty day today. He can't get clear. They smothered him. First of all, he had Langford on him. Then in that third quarter, they put Abbott, who put him out of business too. Kernahan's had 6 possessions up to this stage of the match. Not good enough for a centre-half forward. He knocked that one out to Blackwell. A hurried kick for goal, but it's off target and out of bounds on the form. That'll be a penalty free kick to go down there to Tuck in the back pocket position. So 4.5 minutes gone just about of this last quarter of the 1986 Grand Final. It's Hawthorn 15-10-100 to Carlton, 6 goals, 13-49.
Michael Tuck, Hawthorn captain, is going to bring the ball back into play. Kicks over Motley. Ayres and Rhys Jones, chipping it as Chris Mew.
Quite a fine game, this fella too. Clint keeping Hunter quiet like he has, Bob.
Certainly has.
Mew, a wobbly punt kick, just over the head of Platten. And the mark is taken by Alvin. Alvin up towards centre field. Hunter got one in the back. He'd effectively stopped him. We'll get a 15-metre penalty. He's been brought back on the mark. Hunter plays on. McClure at the back is Mew though again. On to Tuck, who fumbles. Makes amends, looking for Platten. Platten on the wing position. Ball just a little bit too wide for him. And the throw-in will take place in front of the MCC members' stand. Matt taps it down, picked up by Motley. McClure has it knocked away by Langford. Langford follows up. Good hip and shoulder. Ball paddled further forward. Chance for McClure again. Plenty of fumbling going on at the moment. Finally socked away by Russo. Out to Wallace. Breaks the tackle from English, but only just onto Langford at left centre wing. Langford's kick is up to half forward, and the mark is taken by Green. As I said, back into some of his best form today, Russell Green. Green, the lead is from Kennedy, and Kennedy marks at half forward. Thought about going on with it. Bernie Evans made sure he didn't. It won't be a 15-metre penalty.
Kennedy was acting for the 15-metre penalty. And umpire Russo right on the job.
So John Kennedy, with only his second kick of the day.
His father's here today. I wonder who he's barracking for. I should imagine to be Hawthorn, Peter.
I think he'd be recording that mob. Kennedy from about 45 metres out.
Look at this.
Is off target and through for 1 point. Yes. So the scoreboard. 15-11. 101 to 6-13-49.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. A short one. It's okay. It's marked by Motley. Round about the 50-metre defence line. Goes for a pass. Mew's got Hunter covered again. The umpire set play on. Hunter appealing for a free kick. Deere goes for a hand pass to Abbott. He caught one pretty high.
Too high.
And the umpire called play on, paying the advantage wheel as Mew drives it right down towards Dunstall. They all fly. It hits the deck. Backing up well as English there at full back. Goes wide. It'll be okay and marked by Robertson. Showing a bit of pace. He better bounce it. Getting away from Ayres, but he'd be pretty tight. He's had a million touches out there today. Now it goes there towards Tuck. Good play by Tuck. And it's Russo sending Hawthorn back into attack to Johnny Platten. Punched out by English, but Platten won't give up. He goes after it again. And the little rover from South Australia was grabbed. No, yes, he was grabbed, but he didn't have the ball. I thought so, and the umpire will play a free kick. There's Alan Jeans. He'd be a pretty happy coach now. I'm pretty sure he knows he's got this game in the bag.
On replay now, we see just why John Platten got that free kick.
Difference 52 points in favour of Hawthorn. Off the top of the pack again as a go for Dunstall. Kick goal number 6. Dill right on his back, and the ball is finally forced out of bounds. It's out of bounds. 49 plays, 101 in favour of Hawthorn. Groden and Dill having a bit of a mix-up, but there's no way in the world that Dill will get reported in his last game. Ball back into play again. Knocked out by Madden, picked up by Kennedy, a snap at goal, a chance for Dunstall again, coming out after it, it beats him and goes out of bounds. So it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position, about 30 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. And we're just over the 8.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Waiting for the throw in again. Madden and Deere. Platten trying to get out of the pack. He's grabbed by 2 of them there, Motley and English, and the umpire said he had no. They threw him out of the pack like he was a little flea or a fly, and the umpire will ball it up about 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal again.
Madden on his own. There's the hand pass to Dean. Alvin, well caught, not a long kick. Loveridge, snapshot. by Drew right in the last line of defence. For Dean. Look for English or Reece Jones. Reece Jones. Up to centre wing. Good mark to Robertson. Now Carlton showing a bit of system. Blackwell on his own in front of Wallace. Looks for Hunter. Hunter marks, or does he? Yes, he has played it, umpire Peter Cameron. And to play on call now. Evans has it knocked away from him. Chris Mew can't handle it. Looking for a free kick was Bernie Evans. Might be one there, is there? No. Boundary throw in to follow. In Carlton's left forward pocket. We've been playing nearly 10 minutes into the last quarter. Kernahan at Abbott. It's a wrestle. Blackwell grab. Did he have it? Umpire Peter Cameron says holding the ball.
Oh, that's murder.
I'll say it is.
I thought your call was right. I thought it was a free kick to Blackwell.
Mew takes the free kick for Hawthorn. Looking for Platten. He gets overrun purely by weight of numbers and also by Wayne Harms. Good tackle by Russell Green. Buckenara just about gets him. But a good mark taken. Mackenzie, is it?
15-metre penalty, Pete.
That'll bring him well within kicking distance. He's only about 30 metres out and directly in front of goal. He started on the bench for Carlton and a chance to bring up a badly needed goal for the Blues. Which he has done.
The TV in your day should be a national.
Bernie Evans is coming off the ground. 55 to 101. That was Mackenzie's first goal for Carlton. Hawthorn haven't scored a goal in the final quarter so far. Motley. Ayres at centre field. Ayres goes out towards right half forward flank. No Hawthorn player within Cooey. Now finally Dunster on the scene. Dool just about caught with the ball. Now it's left to Curran. Curran on the boundary. Snapshot is off target though, and Dorotich on his own takes the easiest of marks. He'll get all done.
Dorotich goes for a hand pass. Dangerous over to Wingley. Back to Dorotich again in the back pocket, out wide towards that half back line. And the ball finally punched out of bounds by Kennedy, but at least he's kept it about 60 metres, 70 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. They're trailing by 41 points. 55 plays 101. Back it comes to Reece Jones. He can't pick it up. Kennedy applying plenty of pressure as we see
Free kick downfield.
Free kick downfield against Kennedy. Russell Green, I should say. Not too happy about it.
No, it's going to come back. It's not downfield. Before, it must have been before he kicked it, in the opinion of the umpire.
So we wait now for Reece Jones out there at half-back. Boots the ball out towards the wing position. And there'll be a mark to Kernahan. And they've been pretty scarce for this guy today. It's his third mark for the match. Punched away again. Back it comes, tapped on by Loveridge. It's Morris getting clear there on that half-back line. Boots the ball towards centre-half forward. Alvin at the back. Buckenara misses it as well. Coming in to meet it now is Robertson, but Green's right on his tail. Robertson goes down. Good play by Robertson as he gets it out to Dorotich. Out to Reece Jones on that half-back line. Not too happy with Reece Jones. I don't think he's done too much wrong today. Coming in as Bradley. Been off the ground for about half the match, but Leeds got him covered like he did in that first half. It'll be hard. What do you think about that, Bob? It's a 15-metre penalty. This gives Bradley a chance to send them deep into attack, and over it goes now to Meldrum. He's in. Well tackled by Tuck. That was a magnificent tackle by the Hawthorn vice-captain. Back it comes to Glasgow. Glasgow gets to his feet, boots the ball up there towards the full forward position. Tapped on by Kernahan. Over to McClure. McClure is clear. Gets a hurried kick down there towards the full forward position. Blackwell goes in. Wallace has got him covered over the top of him, and the umpire said hold the ball again. I couldn't work that out because he had no hope in the world of getting rid of that. 1-1. Well, look at Blackwell going mad about it.
So he should. What chance is Blackwell have?
Let's see, Rivers.
Loveridge down there in the back pocket. Over to Langford. Langford at the 50-metre defence line. Goes for a short pass, not a good one. And Robertson. Actually, Robertson hasn't played that badly since he came on the ground.
He's done Caleb.
He did so well the last time on Wallace. I wondered why they didn't put him on there in the beginning of the match. So the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton.
I think the choice there came between Blackwell and Robertson, and they went for Blackwell.
On the ball out.
What chance did Blackwell have of getting rid of that?
Ball back into play again. Backing up well as Mew drives the ball back, but there we see Big Madden the way to take the mark about 65, 70 metres out. A quick hand pass. Over to Bradley. That's a hurried kick. Doesn't cover much distance. Punched out by Mew again. A Platten. A quick hand pass to Ayres. And look at Ayres go. He's got a paddock to run. And nearly lost that, but he recovered okay. On a Carlton to play within a mile. A long hand pass to Russell Green. This could be dangerous. A long shot. Well, he's off target.
On his own.
Well, there were quite a few there. 7-13, 55 Carlton. Hawthorn 15-12, 102. A difference of 47 points. And we're just on the 15.5-minute mark of this last quarter, the 1986 Grand Final.
Out of bounds without Hunter touching it.
I think he touched it, Pete.
Just. Would have been a free kick to Hawthorn otherwise. Hawthorn yet to score a goal in this final quarter. They've only scored 3 points. Madden. Motley. Motley on the 50-metre defence line for Carlton. Back to centre wing. Big pack of players there. And Morris has played the mark to Morris, yes. Two hands on that one. Morris, though, at centre wing. Started on the bench for Hawthorn. Madden can't take it. Dean can. Looks for the hand pass. Motley onto Alvin. Alvin from left half-back flank. Meldrum and Tuck. Had a good duel all day. Tuck. Clever enough to get the ball over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in at left half-forward flank for Carlton. 16.5 minutes gone.
Well, time gradually running out for Carlton, Pete, if they've got any chance at all.
Yes, probably about 15 minutes left for play. Mackenzie goes the big thump and hits it straight to Chris Mew, who is upset. Motley. Hunter. Hunter at the 50-metre line. Kennedy in pursuit. Could just about be a goal. Off target, bounced through for a point. Now it's out of bounds. Boundary thrower. Right forward pocket now for Carlton. Alan Jeans. Norm Goss. The statistics people from the Hawks looking a little worried, but they shouldn't at the moment, although Carlton doing better in the last quarter. Kernahan tries to get clear. I think we'll see a bounce here, which will take place right on the edge of the kick-off line. In Carlton's attacking zone, of course. By John Russo. Puts it down. McClure, high. Kennedy looks for the hand pass on to Wallace, who has to go around the boundary line, and it's out of bounds only just. It rebounded off Peter Russo anyway, but it will be a throw-in. Throw-in at the 50-metre line. Carlton in attack. Knocked over the back to Morris. Mackenzie and Loveridge. Loveridge suckers it away from him. Up towards the edge of the square, and once again we will see a bounce. 18 minutes gone in the quarter.
18 minutes gone in this last quarter, and Hawthorn 102 points to Carlton 55. Down towards Carlton's centre half forward position. Knocked on by Madden. He's done that pretty well today. Robertson coming in. Oh, there's Ayres. Played a great game, but he's had plenty of mates out there today for Hawthorn. It's been a real team effort. Chance for Hunter to get clear. They grab him. That's their form today. Over to Blackwell from 45 metres out. A running shot at goal. It's not Carlton's day today. This last Saturday in September, it's through for another point. 7-14, 56 Carlton to Hawthorn, 15-12, 102. Even though Hawthorn haven't scored goals this quarter, Bob, they're still containing Carlton and putting plenty of pressure on them.
Yes, Carlton are not doing enough to look as though they can bridge the gap. It's doing almost look a good enough.
Going after it now is English. He actually threw that over to Dean, but the umpire gave him plenty of leniency there, and it's out of bounds. Crowd appealing for a deliberate throw out, but the crowd not having umpire not having a bar of it. It'll be a throw in from the centre wing position on the members' side of the ground. Well, both ruckmen missed that. Motley's kick is smothered by Abbott. Still another scramble there, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Hawthorn have been superb today. This is a typical Hawthorn battle here today. A side that we're very proud to watch. There's Motley with a blood nose. There's been plenty of those today. It's been a tough game, but Hawthorn showing that they're much the stronger side. As we see Holmes get it over to Carlton. Back it goes to Glasgow. Looking for Hunt. He's got a chance to mark this one. He does. Gets away from you. And he's found that very difficult today. He's about 50 metres out from goal. There's the kick. McClure at the back. Carnahan's there too. And he's grabbed the mark. And he's well within kicking distance. But right on the 20-minute mark of this last quarter, he's yet to score a goal. And the difference, 46 points. It would have to be a miracle for Carlton to win it, but we've seen funny things happen in football, Bob, haven't we?
I don't think so from this position.
No, I don't think so. But still,
Bradley coming off again.
well, Bradley's had a bad day, and this fellow hasn't been too high either. Carnahan. There's the kick, and that's his first goal for the match, and Carlton are on.
We asked these people what they'd say to a mayonnaise.
40 points the difference. Wallace couldn't get that out. Motley fumbles, and once again the umpire will ball it up at centre field.
Still Hawthorn to score a goal in the final quarter. They've added only 3 behind. Carlton have kicked 2 goals, 1. But the third quarter was the one that did the damage for Hawthorn as it knocked away by Madden to Russo. Russo to left half forward flank. Out comes Platten. English right there with him. He's got it on to Rodney Eade. Can Hawthorn score one in the final quarter? Dunstall leads out. Gets the hand pass on to Wallace. This might be the one that they needed. Wallace's shot is down through for a point at the goal umpire's feet. So 4 points they've added in the final quarter. A difference of 41 points. Dorotich looks for Evans. Motley grab when not in position will take the free kick for Carlton. Well, Evans it is rather. Bernie Evans at the 50-metre defence line. Looks for Hunter. At the back is Kernahan. Kennedy loses that one out. Hunter picks it up for Carlton. Carlton certainly still playing with a lot of endeavour and fighting it right out. Robertson. They certainly haven't given up the ghost. Meldrum, great juggling mark. And here's another one. He's only about 35 metres out. And Meldrum's kicked 3 goals. So Carlton certainly not going down without a fight. Maybe this grand final's going to come alive after all.
Knuckle tuck, misjudging that one.
Completely, yes. I suppose with 4 goals, Meldrum's had the better of Tuck today. Not with that kick. McKenzie, well shepherded, onto McClure, onto Evans. Evans can't get clear, now he can, but it's out of bounds on the floor. A shocker. And it will be a free kick to Hawthorn in the left back pocket to be taken by Richard Loveridge. With number 32 for Carlton, David Glascott standing on the mark. That confetti-type material you can see, I guess, is torn up phone books. And there's plenty of it at the moment, making conditions a little bit tricky. Morris at the back. Not fast enough with the hand pass. Curran got ridden into the ground, and he will take a free kick for an obvious push in the back. Curran, the left half-back flank for Hawthorn. Hasn't been the real damaging player that we might have expected him to be. He's kicked 1 goal. Morris. And the 15-metre penalty for knocking the ball out of his hands. Doesn't wait for it. Gets it onto Russo. Russo's gone for a pass. The lead is by Platten. Dorotich was there with him. Brushes him aside pretty easily. Then slips over. Hurried hand pass to English. Platten still going. Brewerton looking for a free kick. English down. Rhys Jones, Arms from right half-back flank, short pass. He chips in beautifully, looks for a free kick. He's got it
and gets it. Played a great game.
Certainly has, Bob.
He was in the reserves grand final last year. Rodney Eade, so was Gary Buckenara. Can he score another one from 50 metres out? Off target, I think, or did it hit the post? 1 point again.
4 goals, 3 Buckenara.
15-14, so they've scored 5 behinds in the final quarter. Hawthorn, and they still lead by 42 points. We're half a minute from time on.
Money now for the ball to come back into play. Falls short, and there's a mark taken by Dean at centre half back. Gives it over to Wayne Harms, in plenty of trouble here. Gets it back to Glascott. Glascott decides to go for a bit of a run, sends the ball long over the half-forward line, but Langford's there to take a safe mark. Been a superb defensive Hawthorns today too, Bob. I'll tell you, this fella's been a great player today, keeping out of, or putting Hunter
all over the ground, Lou, the players have done the job that Alan Jeans has asked of them.
Certainly have. It's been a team effort. The tackling's been marvellous. Intercepting that time was McClure, but things have been pretty grim for him today as we see Hunter coming into the game now, but it's all over bar the shouting. Kernahan clashed that time with Mew, comes off the better, but Dia backing up. Plenty of Hawthorn players there. He taps it on again. Down goes Hunter. They soon collar him. He can't get out. Finally, it comes out now to Dean. They've fallen on top of him, and the umpires decided to ball it up out there on the centre wing position. 25.5 minutes gone just about. There's Robert Walls, and no doubt very disappointed with his side's performance today. Just on the 25.5-minute mark of this last quarter, 15-14, 104 Hawthorn. For Carlton, 8 goals, 14-62. And the Hawks have got the grand final in the bag as we see it picked up now by Russo. Out wide, coming into meet it now is Curran. Dorotich chips in, but the ball is finally forced out of bounds. But it's down on Hawthorn's half-forward line, about 70 metres out from their goal. Over 101,000 people seeing the 1986 grand final. Touched on by Inglis. Puck comes from Glasgow over there to Robertson. Robertson's kick is a short one. Punched away again by Abbott. Over it goes to Hunter, back to Kernahan. They're coming into the game too late. Kernahan going for a run, having a running shot at goal. Mew upset there. The kick is on its way. We'll wait on the result. It's a goal to Carlton. 26.5 minutes nearly gone. 9 goals, 14-68 to Carlton. The Hawthorn 15-14, 104. And that's Kernahan's second goal.
So the real tempo has gone out of the game. And I'm sure Alan Jeans will have the runner out trying to get his team to realise that you cannot relax no matter how short the time might be that Carlton have got left. So on replay now we see Kernahan, a nice piece of shepherding by Wayne Blackwell.
68-104. Back into the centre, time on being played. Again, Carlton get the ball away from the centre where Madden's been unbeatable. Victory in the ruck all day. Tuck might have got one in the back. As Meldrum dives on top of him, but umpire John Russo has adjudicated, and it will be a bounce. Centre half forward for Carlton.
36 points the difference, Pete. Just we approach the 27.5-minute mark, but it's all over by the shouting. Pete for Hawthorn.
Big pack of players. Knocked down to Russell, who's played an excellent game today. Brereton and Dorotich, they've had a great duel. Through goes Buckenara, offloaded by Dorotich. Brereton, can Hawthorn score that elusive goal in the final quarter out the Dunstall? He's kicked 5 around Dool. Great tackle by Dool, but Dunstall brushes it aside. This might be the one that they needed. And finally they break the ice in the last quarter. 6 goals to Jason Dunstall. He's played a fine game. 16-14, 110 to 9-14, 68.
Well, if ever there was such a thing as a nail in the coffin, that certainly is it. Dermot Brereton puts the ball out in front of Dunstall. He does well to get past Dool, steadies and puts it through. So his 6th goal, a great effort when you consider the fact that Dool put it all over him in the second semi.
Hawthorn realising that the siren about to go, there's a mob of players and officials on the boundary line, but back to the centre, 68-110. Knocked down by Deere on this occasion. There's the siren, and Hawthorn are premiums in 1986. The Hawks winning their 6th VFL flag, defeating Carlton. The scoreboard 16-14, 110 to 9-14, 68.
Well, there's certainly a happy club at Hawthorn. It was a fine effort today. It was a team effort, and it's a bittersweet match today, Bob and Pete, because there's their coach, Alan Jeans, a very elated man, and so is your man. Let's go down now to our man on the ground, Peter Donegan.
Thanks, Louis. Alan Jeans is with me now. Alan, well done. Any anxious moments? Ron Cook just making the congratulations. Alan, of course, will go over and join his players, and deservedly so. It was a real team effort last week, and even a better one today.
Thank you,
Well, Alan, I think, wants to join in the celebrations, and we certainly don't blame him for that. We'll join some of the players in a moment, but let's go back in the meantime to Peter Lambert.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Peter, and the players grouping in the centre. Hawthorn in the last 4 grand finals, and Bruce Dool playing his last game today, being congratulated there by Jack Hamilton.
And I think he's been congratulated by just about every Hawthorn player too, Pete.
That's typical of the Hawthorn Football Club. As I said before, Pete, a little bit of bitter and sweet. Sweet for Hawthorn, but bitter for Bruce Dool playing his last game, Bob. And it's a very sad occasion for football in general, because players like come round in a lifetime, do they? Every now and again.
Yes, there's a monument as far as this game is concerned, an ornament of football. And there's the man, the great Bruce Gould, finished with football. And 59 games, Bob. Magnificent performance over his career. And a shattering one today as the whole team just couldn't put it together. But what a great performance by that club there. Hawthorn Football Club, coach Alan Jeans being chaired by the team. And what a great team performance it was.
Well, Jeans must go down as one of the great coaches because he coached Hawthorn, St Kilda, their first premiership in 1966. And how long has he been at Hawthorn? This is his second premiership. And he's one of the guys that coaches a football team that's respected not only by his own players, but players and officials and coaches of other teams. He's a great man for football. And the reason why he's such a successful coach, Bob, too, besides his knowledge of the game, is because he loves football so much.
And Michael Tuck, another great man of football too.
Let's go down once again to Peter Donegan. He might be getting wet with champagne.
Yes, we will be any tick of the clock now. Paul Abbott's here and enjoying a celebration. I don't think he wants to talk. I think he just wants to join in. We've got Chris Langford here with us. Chris, congratulations. That must be a real load off your mind.
Oh, it's stuff that dreams are made of. It's a great moment.
Especially after the last 2 years, the disappointments too, and the disappointment of 2 weeks ago.
Certainly, 2 weeks ago was to get a bit of a waking up, and the last 2 years we've got a bit of pride back to the club. It's great.
Chris walked with us over because the celebrations are going to start, but it really just does go to show what a great club Hawthorn is because they always pull together. They've done it today.
Yeah, it's great to fight back and show that we are a club. We've been there 4 years and 2 out of 4 is not bad.
Well, Chris, you've waited about 3 years for this feeling. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Chris Langford, more shortly. Back to Pete.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Pete. Well, the official presentations to begin in just a few moments. Each Hawthorn player will be presented with the medal. The Premiership Cup will be brought out, and we'll be back for that after this message.
Hawthorn's Gary Ayres. I now invite the Prime Minister of Australia, the Honourable Robert Hawke, to present the Premiership Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to congratulate the Hawthorn Club. They're a great club, a no-nonsense club, and they've deserved their win today. They've showed with a grit and determination in winning today that they deserve to be ranked as one of the great clubs of the modern era. Congratulations to the club, the captain, Michael Tuck, to the coach, Alan Jeans. You can't have a grand final without a losing side. And also congratulations to the Carlton club for having got this far this season and for having done their best today. Congratulations to Hawthorn and to all their players.
And now would you honour the players by presenting their grand final medallions. Firstly, number 2, Chris Mew. Number 4, Peter Russo. Number 7, Gary Ayres. Number 9, Robert D'Apierdomenico. Number 11, Gary Bacanara. Number 14, Greg Deere. 15, Russell Morris. Number 16, Terry Wallace. Number 19, Jason Dunstall. Number 22, Richard Lovery.
Richard.
Number 23, Dermot Brereton. Number 25, Peter Curran. Number 26, Rodney Eade. Number 28, Chris Langford. Number 29, Russell Green. Number 30, Peter Schwab. Number 34, John Kennedy. Number 39, Paul Abbott. Number 44, John Platten. And number 17, captain of the premiership team, Michael Tuck. And joining his captain on the dais to accept his medallion and then the Premiership Cup, the coach of the Premiership Club, Hawthorn, Alan Jean.
Hawthorn captain Michael Tuck and the victorious coach Alan Jeans holding aloft the Premiership Cup, and they'll do a lap of honour with it now. And as they're about to do that, let's go downstairs to our man on the scene, Peter Donegan.
Yes, Pete, well, the players are just leaving the race and just about to go on that lap of honour, so we'll see if we can grab especially the Brownlow medalist, Bertie Di Domenico. Very happy Russell Green walking past. Russ, how does it feel?
It's unbelievable. 6 weeks ago I was in the seconds and I didn't think I'd get in there. Unfortunately, blokes like Brad Smith got injured, and I was fortunate enough to come in, and I mean, it's for those blokes we play for today.
Enjoy the lap of honour, mate. And there they go now. Bertie Di Domenico just in front of us. He could hardly walk before, and just as he starts the lap of honour, Bertie, the greatest week of your life.
Yeah, it is the greatest week of my life. I started training for this last year, the day after the losing grand final, and I couldn't expect anything better.
You don't look too good, but I bet you feel all right.
I feel all right.
You go and enjoy it too, mate. And, of course, the captain, Michael Tuck. Michael, you've been waiting for this moment for how long?
7 years.
Well, it must be just a sensational feeling to stand in front of this crowd, especially with these guys who have done just such a marvellous job all year.
Yeah, great team effort today and everything like that. So that's part of it. Really, the team makes everything so much better. Individual won't win it.
Well, Tucky, take the cup around and enjoy the moment. Michael Tuck, Rodney Eade just walking along. What a magnificent job he did. Rocket, have you got the strength to get through that banner, mate?
No, mate, I think I run around it. I think I'll take the easy way for a change.
All right, well, join your mates. Rodney Eade, a fantastic feeling out here on the ground. And these 20 players from the Hawthorn Football Club deserve this moment. 100,000 people salute 20 great champions, the 1986 premiers, the Hawthorn Football Club. Let's go back to Peter Landry.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Pete. With the Hawthorn players taking the cup and dipper over to the Hawthorn fans who were gathered en masse behind the goals in the bottom and also top deck of the Western Stand. And the Hawthorn players now beginning their lap of honour here at the MCG. Bertie doesn't seem to be limping anymore, though.
That was a real fine effort by Bertie Domenico to break that barrier after limping so badly before that. But it's a marvellous thing for him winning the Brownlow medal. Hawthorn first.
I think he would have been able to get through it with two broken legs at this moment.
That's right. What a great effort by Hawthorn, Bob. It was a real team job, and of course that's typical of that Hawthorn club. They never know what they don't know what the meaning of defeat is, do they? Really?
No, and there were some of the unobtrusive type players, such as Paul Abbott, who did superb jobs for their club. First of all, he put Mark McClure out of business. Then he did likewise with Stephen Kernahan. Chris Mew wanted to finish with great stats, but he made sure that any kicks that Kenny Hunter got were really earned from everywhere on the ground. Dermot Brereton had the better of John Dorotich. I thought probably Justin Madden, English, Robertson did quite well when he came on. And, you know, Alvin did a good job, although early in the piece, D.P. Domenico was the catalyst in a great start for Hawthorn. Peter Russo, and I think one of the old stages of the Hawthorn side, Rodney Eade's game was superb. Not to mention, of course, the tactical move, and it was a great move by Alan Jeans of Ayres onto the wing.
Okay, network stations just about to leave us. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast today from the Melbourne Cricket Ground of the 1986 VFL Grand Final. Repeating the final scores: Hawthorn 16-14, 110, defeating Carlton 9-14-68. The Hawks victorious by 7 goals. On behalf of all the commentary team here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Peter Vandy, a very good afternoon to you all. For HSV viewers, you will be staying with us, of course, until 6 o'clock. Don't go away, because we've got plenty more football coming up in just a few moments. The Hawthorn players making their way up the race now.
Peter Curran, a delighted Peter Curran at the moment, holding the
What a great feeling it must be for some of those younger players playing in that. And Johnny Platten playing in his first grand final side since he started football, Bob, and could have easily been playing with Carlton this year.
Yes, how would he feel at the moment?
I reckon he'd feel he's picked the winning team.
Well, you look at Russell Green going up the race. Now, 6 weeks ago, Russell Green, I think he did make the
mentioned that, yes, Bob.
You know, he looked like he's gone for the world. D.P. Domenico with a nice cut over the eye.
Won't worry him.
He's saw at both ends of the ground. Chief Commissioner, former Hawthorn committee man, Ross Oakley, was just going up the race. And Lou, I think it goes to prove that just money is not enough.
Well, that's right, and of course, I think you'll agree, both of you, that their imports, the players they paid lots of money for, didn't fire today, and I'm quite sure the tactics of the Hawthorn coach had a lot to do with that too, because the smothering was just superb by Hawthorn.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back with further comment in just a few moments from the 1986 VFL Grand Final. 101,861 fans were at the MCG this afternoon. Still some in the grounds, but slowly making their way to the trams, trains, buses and also car park. Hawthorn 110 defeating Carlton 68. And Hawthorn only kicking 1 goal in the final quarter, Carlton kicking 3, but they left their run a little bit too late. The goal kickers for Hawthorn: Dunstall finished up with 6 goals, Brereton 3, Buckenara 4, singles to Russo, Ayres, Curran and Eade. For Carlton, 3 goals to Paul Meldrum, 2 goals to Steve Kernahan, and singles to Evans, Rhys Jones, Glascott and McKenzie.
The 1986 Victorian Football League Premiership season is proudly sponsored by Carlton, brewers of Foster's Lager.
110, the Hawthorn dressing room now. A report of the...
Thank you, Pete. Well, understandably down here, there's a tremendous air about the Hawthorn rooms, and the players are in the rooms with Alan Jeans at the moment, but some of the personalities that are here, and I noticed that we have the leader of the opposition here in Victoria, Mr. Jeff Kennett, and see, you're wearing a very happy face.
Yes, I am. It's a great team effort. Night football, premiership, Brownlow. What else could you ask for?
The best year in the club's history ever?
Yes, I think so. And a real credit to not only the players, but the administrators, Cookie, the trainers, and tremendous team effort.
Now, tell us about Hawthorn supporters. We know what the players felt a couple of weeks ago when they were beaten by Carlton. Lots of worry, I'd imagine, over the last couple of weeks.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we ever do well when we have a week off. I think we tend to lose our edge a bit, but it's proved to work very well for us this time round, and next year's another year, we'll be back there again.
You'll be joining in the celebrations tonight?
I certainly will, yes.
All right, we'll let you go. Jeff Kennett, the leader of the opposition. Here's one bloke that we know his face, and it's a pretty happy one at the moment. Now, listen, we'll see if he's still got his singing voice. The boys are just about to come out as the club song.
We are at Hawthorn. We are the mighty Fighting Hawks.
You haven't lost a bit of it.
You're going to play.
You look reasonably pleased. Come back here. Come back. Why are you so pleased?
Well, I've been to 2 losing ones in the last 2 years. It's nice to get back into the winner's circle. It was great today.
What about when Carlton started coming back in the second quarter? Were you worried at all?
No, I thought the determination was there today with Hawthorn. It was a completely different kettle of fish to 2 weeks ago. And I think probably that loss at that time brought him back down to earth again, and you realise where it's really at. And it's the finals and the grand final. You don't have second chances, and that's what happened today.
Where are the celebrations tonight, by the way?
I've got to work.
Do you?
Then I'll go and kick down at the club.
You'll still be there for 766?
No, I'm midweek lotto. How long have you been with 7, son?
Oh.
Obviously in the sports department.
Shirley Strawn, pretty happy. And, of course, so are everyone else in the Hawthorn rooms. As I said, the players at the moment are locked.